in to East Tennessee's premier sports radio call-in show. This is The Drive.
And hello, good afternoon, and welcome to another stellar edition of The Drive here on Fan Run Radio. Russell Smith punching the time clock at 3 o'clock on a beautiful Tuesday afternoon, live in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios of Fan Run Radio. We got a big one lined up for you this afternoon. Bob Baskerville is here. Bear and Walker are here. And Alabama's talking. They're yapping down there, boys.
What are they saying?
Roll down tide.
What are they saying? What are they saying, Russ?
Who's talking crap? Jeremy Bernard comparing the Tennessee defense. He said they are a field of dreams. It's a great opportunity for our offense, Bernard said on the Next Round podcast. They give you a lot of yards for us to have an opportunity to go against man-to-man. It's a field of dreams. End quote.
I mean, maybe he didn't watch the Arkansas game. Yeah, we give up a lot of yards, but I don't know if I would talk a bunch of smack to Tennessee because, while we may not be the best pass coverage team in the country, or run for that matter.
Yeah, we're not.
There are more than one or two, like, really, really violent guys that play that side of the ball with poor impulse control.
Bob, what do you think? This is the second game in a row that we've had opposing offensive players point out the fact that Tennessee's defense is lacking in a couple of areas.
Yeah, and our track record's not awesome because the first guy who did it actually had a great day against us too.
Yeah,
Mike Washington. So
yeah, but his buddy was sitting in the medical tent for the end of the game.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. I don't know.
Oh,
it's cold talk. But I don't know if I'd say that in the SEC.
I don't disagree with you. I think that's pretty bold comments made, but the only way to stop that, I think, is show them.
Well, if you're Tennessee's defense, at what point do you show? I mean, you draw attention to our pass rush. I mean, we don't do a lot well defensively. We don't tackle. We don't cover. We don't get lined up half the time, it seems, but.
We rush.
Dang it! Yeah, we'll get after the passer now, leading the country in sacks per game. So, I think Jonathan Josephs. I have no doubt he's going to show up and show out. Caleb Herring and or Jordan Ross, like that Leo position they're coming, man. I think Dominic Bailey is coming. I don't know what's going on in the middle of that defensive line. They've been pretty soft, quite frankly. And I don't know what's going on in the back seven. But at some point, those guys have to step up and have a little pride in their work. Yeah, I mean, like Jeremy Bernard says it's a field. Yeah, it has been. I mean, Arkansas put up 500 yards. We're one of the worst defenses in the country. And Geraldo can call in with all his,
statistics,
his next gen stats or whatever. There was a Supreme Court justice once who, when asked to define obscenity, said, quote, "I know it when I see it." You tell me the stats on Tennessee's defense. Oh, they're actually better than Alabama. I know what I see.
Yeah, right.
I've seen Tennessee get absolutely destroyed on defense by Mississippi State and Arkansas, two teams who are at the bottom of our league.
Touche. Fair enough. Yeah.
So back to what I was saying. The only way you stop this is to prove to them otherwise. Show them that you
got to shut them up.
Yeah, exactly. And so, coming full circle, maybe these comments fire the boys up.
Well, it is what it is at this point. I don't think that Jermod McCoy, we're not going to be able to sprinkle any Jermod McCoy sauce on it or David Hobbs sauce on it or whatever.
What we got is what we got.
Yeah, I mean, guys are going to have to step up. And, I was going back through some of the Pro Football Focus stats from the Arkansas game and noticed that Caleb Beasley did not play.
Beasley didn't?
No. Sidney Walton, true freshman from Alabama, played a dozen or so snaps. So I don't know if there's an injury there or if they're just sending a message it's like, hey, we tried Beasley and it was not good. So we're going to try somebody else. And if it's true freshman, it's a true freshman. There's an opportunity there. If you're another player on this defense, if you're Trey Poteet, Dylan Redmond, some of the, well, I'm talking about defensive backs specifically. I think our linebackers are like, I don't think, there's opportunities there for those guys. But in the defensive secondary, Bob, I mean, if you're a true freshman and you're sitting there, well, I'm sort of going through my red shirt year, and it's if I get to play a little special teams, that's cool, and I make the travel roster. I get to fly on the plane and be in the hotel and all that stuff. You could play. The opportunity is there because the guys that they've got playing right now aren't getting it done.
That's right.
Yeah, not only can you play, you're playing in the biggest games of the year. It's not just CFCS teams where you're getting in.
A field of dreams, man. That is I was thinking about this too. What a matchup in terms of the offense. Both offenses, really good quarterback play and three really good receivers.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, Bernard is feeling himself, I'm sure, because, I mean, he's arguably the best receiver they've got this season. Ryan Williams is obviously a stud, but statistically, Bernard's having the better season at the moment.
Who do you think they put Hood on? Bernard? Or Williams?
Know. Pick your poison. Then they got this other guy, too, this Lottie Brooks guy. Have you checked him out?
There's no way the Meadows kid's going to play, is there?
I mean, the Isaiah Horton is the third of their triumvirate. Yeah. He was a transfer from Miami who grew up in the mid Nashville kid.
And then and we'll talk today with our guest, but yeah, this other guy's been he made big plays in the Missouri game. This kid, he's another freshman. Lottie Brooks is his name.
It's a good name, Lottie.
Yeah, it's Lottie.
Lottie da.
I mean, that's his nickname. It's the real name's hard to pronounce. We'll leave it at that.
Andrew Bone is the guest Bob speaks of. He covers Alabama for Alabama on 3. He's going to join us coming up in hour number 2. Coming up here in just a few minutes on the show, Ryan Shumpert of RockyTopInsider.com will join us. We'll get his thoughts on Tennessee's injuries. Deshaun Bishop, what is his status going forward? And basketball, we're playing Duke, a week from Sunday?
That's right.
Less than 2 weeks, Duke is going to be in town?
Yes.
Is that thing sold out?
Yes.
You going?
Yes.
I wonder if there are tickets for it on like StubHub or
maybe
Ticketmaster.
I'll sell you mine for.
Who was our big name exhibition? It was
Indiana last year, Michigan State the year before.
Indiana came in here and beat us. Was that
kicked
the
our
past
ass.
Season?
Yeah.
God, that seems like 2 years.
Yeah, it was good for us. So wasn't it?
Yeah, and it was a different kind of approach. Indiana came in; they had a bunch of transfers, and Woodson was playing like he was getting reps in for his starting lineup, where Barnes was experimenting with all sorts of players. So that's the thing with these exhibitions; you got to take it with a grain of salt. But it's still exciting to have Duke coming in.
Yeah, absolutely, man. People are fired up for that one. Well, Bear, it's time to dust off a segment we haven't done. I actually had this prepared for yesterday, and we never got to it.
Oh yeah.
But a lot of what do you think it is?
Pessimistic, realistic, optimistic. Because I thought about this weekend on the way home after VR. I was like, it's time. Halfway done with the season.
Well, it's the perfect time. Well, and also we've got a fan base that's like, we won an SEC game against a team that won 4 in a row against us, and everybody was pissed off.
Yeah, they were.
Well, not everybody, but it felt that way.
Very vocal minority.
It felt like we were not celebrating the win. So I don't know if Walker's I don't know if Bob's ever heard us do it. A little game we call optimistic, pessimistic, realistic. I'm going to give you the optimistic take on where Tennessee's at. Then I'm going to give you the pessimistic take. These are the extreme in the sunshine pumping and the doom and gloom. And then I'm going to see if I can nail it with the realistic right in between. You tell me if I've done it today. Optimistic. The Vols are back. Josh Heupel is the man.
Yeah.
And Alabama is getting set to lose its 3rd game in the last 4 years to the University of Tennessee. Arkansas and Mississippi State didn't get anywhere close to Tennessee's best effort, and the Vols still won both games. We would be undefeated and ranked 3rd in the country right now, maybe 2nd if Max Gilbert makes a very makeable kick against Georgia. The defensive stats are inflated because of our commitment to rotating and developing young players. The offense is back to its 2022 levels. Tennessee is a machine and a shoo-in for the college football playoff, if not the SEC championship. That's the optimistic take.
I'll say.
Well, I told you it's going to be the extreme. So what do you think is set to happen now?
That's where I get depressed, Bob.
This is the pessimistic take. Put away the dull blades.
We could swap Bear out for Hollander at this point.
Oh, no.
This would be like porn for Hollander. He'd love it.
He might be listening right now in a obscene situation. The Vols are lucky they aren't 2-3 right now. This is a terrible defense. And Josh Heupel has shown himself to be a poor on-field coach and game manager. The decision to only have 7 scholarship wide receivers is a bonehead move that will now potentially cost them games the last half of the season. Losses to Alabama and Oklahoma are likely. Losses to Florida and Vanderbilt are certainly not out of the question. 8-4 and the Duke's Mayo Bowl. Here we come.
Oh, it's one of your all-time worst ones.
I don't know. I think 8-4 in the Duke's Mayo Bowl, that would be disappointing. But I mean, hell, Butch Jones would be trying to convince us that was some sort of
parade-worthy optimistic take.
Exactly.
We're going to go 8-4.
Duke's Mayo Bowl champions.
Duke's the best-selling mayonnaise. Best-selling mayonnaise in the country. Proud to represent them.
Duke's Mayo Bowl.
All right, so the realistic take is this. Josh Heupel's a winner who has resurrected our once dormant program. We're now capable of beating anyone, including Alabama and Tuscaloosa this weekend. His defense and game management have been shaky at times, but those issues are fixable. Another loss or two, certainly possible, but 9-3, 10-2, that was everybody's optimistic projection in the preseason when the odds makers had the over-under of wins set at 8.5. And here we are, 5-1 at the midway point. Right on track.
Yeah, I like that one. I can deal with that.
I'd say one more thing in there, too, is we lost to Georgia by 3, and we were pissed about it. Thought we had them. And, I mean, that speaks to where the program is.
I mean, you say essentially the same thing when we talk about the night. Like when we would go to games or you turn on the TV to watch Tennessee play football back in the old days, we expected to win every time Tennessee came on. So I think we're getting back to that a little bit.
I was talking with Basilio earlier. He was asking me what I think is going to happen. I was like, I don't know. I know we can play with them. We'll be fine. We're not going to get blown out. It's not. I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh, we're going to win. We're going to kick their ass." We can play with them, man. You're not going down there like, "Oh man, we've got to be really careful not to do this or this will happen." It's like, no, they've got to deal with us just as much as we've got to deal with them. So, they've got home field advantage, night game. Night game's just different in this league, and this will be our first of 2 in a row on the road, which is not fair, but hopefully Oklahoma will be a night game for us in our house. So you can go down there and, it's been 30 years. I can't believe 30 years since 95. I saw that play a lot on social media this morning.
Play number 1.
I can't believe that's been 30 years. That feels like not that long. I know it's long ago. It doesn't feel like that long ago. Bob, were you where were you? Were you in New York City producing the Stern Show or something? Was Knoxville even a thing for you?
No, I just moved here. That was the year.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you broke the streak.
You moved in right as Tennessee exploded. Man, what good time.
Well, I was 15, and we had only lost to them 9 years in a row. I know 93 was technically a tie, but it felt like a loss. But for 15, your sense of time is different. It was like most of my life, and Alabama just felt so unbeatable at that time, and like they were in our heads. Several times should have beaten them, before in the previous years and just couldn't get it done. And so, like, I remember like the day of that game, just being nervous. And I remember going somewhere with my mom to pick up takeout somewhere, and we were bringing it back and just being like, I couldn't, like, I was just, we all knew that we had the better team. We were like a top 10 team that year, and they sucked. But still, it's just like, I don't know, man. I don't know. And then just Peyton and the boys to go there and just blow the doors off of them was.
I mean, we should have beat him in 94.
That's one of my favorite Tennessee regular season memories of all time. That's on my Mount Rushmore of UT games, the 95 win over Bama.
Peyton's sophomore year, they came up here, and we should have beat him. And I think the moment was just, the way I remember it, was just too big at the end of the game.
Well, that was Peyton's sophomore year, 95, when we won.
Then it must have been his freshman year in 94. They
were
up here.
Yeah, 94 he did. Well, he and
Brandon Allen.
Yeah. So it was hard to believe 30 years ago that today, as a matter of fact, that Peyton Manning broke the streak against Tennessee and set in motion, I think, our own streak where we won 9 out of 10 or something like that. So maybe we're starting a streak of our own this week down there. It would be nice. 865-966-3435, your phone number if you want to get on the show. 966-3435, your phone number to call or text. When we continue, Ryan Shumpert of RockyTopInsider.com joins the festivities. We'll talk about this Tennessee football team, their health going down to Alabama, and what he thinks is going to happen on the third Saturday in October. Stay with us. More Fan Run Radio coming up.
The Drive. 105.7 FM, 1340 AM.
Online at fanrunradio.com and streaming on the free Fan Run Radio app.
This is Fan Run Radio. Knoxville.
Hey Knoxville, Surfside iced tea and vodka made with real brewed tea is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar with no bubbles and no troubles. That's right, zero carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. Headed to a game day or party at a friend's house? Bring an iced tea or lemonade variety pack from Surfside or try their green tea and new raspberry tea vodka. Find the can with the sunset stripes this season. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older. Enjoy responsibly.
Citizens National Bank.
We believe a good game plan is essential for success. With a CNB Plus Perks checking account, you'll save money with cell phone protection, roadside assistance, identity theft protection, and more. Banking at CNB has its perks. Find out more at cnbtn.com.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC. Got a flat tire? Strange noise under the hood? Don't stress. Roll into Matlock Tire and Auto Service. From oil changes and brake repairs to brand new tires, Matlock's certified techs do it all. Fast, friendly, and fair priced, Matlock is the home of the price match guarantee. Bring in any competitor's ad and Matlock will match the exact same tire for the exact same price. Matlock Tire and Auto Service. 5 locations in East Tennessee. Visit MatlockTireService.com to find the location nearest you and schedule your appointment.
Fall fans, reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
In a world filled with deadlines and screens, sometimes we forget the simple joys of life, days filled with special moments. At Inward Half, we understand the essence of these moments. Feel the difference between our breathable fabrics and flexible apparel as you disconnect from the hustle and bustle and reconnect with what truly matters. Inward Half, simple luxury for on and off the course.
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-8899-789. Must be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to bet.
Fan Run Radio, The Drive continues, 105.7 FM, 1340 AM, online, fanrunradio.com, and on your free Fan Run app. We're also live on YouTube on the Fan Run TV channel this afternoon. It is The Drive since 2010. Been doing it 15 years now, every afternoon from 3 to 6. And don't forget, if you miss any of the show, you can go back and check out the podcast presented by our friends over at Broadway Carpets. They're online, BroadwayCarpets.com. Russell, Bob, Bear, Walker, pleased to be joined now by Ryan Shumpert of RockyTopInsider.com. Ryan, good afternoon. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing?
Doing very well, man. Interesting time to take stock halfway through the season, right? I mean, it's just flown by, 6 games in. Tennessee's 5-1. Where a lot of Tennessee fans hoped the Vols would be at this point, but it's not necessarily how we thought they would get there. Ryan, your thoughts on the first half of the season?
I think you just said it best. Like, I think most people would have said they thought probably 5-1 at this point. That maybe a little bit on the positive side, thought they could be 4-2. It felt like 5-1 was the most logical spot, but you felt like it would be with another strong defense, and you just didn't really know what offense would look like. It's really been the opposite. I think this team has looked a lot more like the 21 and 22 teams from an offensive success and defensive inconsistency standpoint. So it's kind of been a little bit backwards, but Tennessee's in a solid spot where I think people thought they were going to be, but you also felt like Tennessee was going to have to win one that either they've struggled to win or maybe they weren't going to be picked to win from a Vegas point spread standpoint, and that's still kind of the case, and certainly an opportunity to flip one of those and get one of those on Saturday in Tuscaloosa.
Ryan, so appreciate you hopping on. Let's talk a little bit about Alabama, because we were looking ahead to this, and, you know, one of the things that we keep talking about is obviously the track record. However, we've won 2 of the last 4. You can look at it that way too. And this is a team that's definitely found its way after they kind of had their rock bottom moment in the season opener. And ever since then, they look very, very legitimate. And my question to you is what we talked about yesterday, Ty Simpson, the guy we thought was a question mark. What do you think in terms of the season he's having? Because all of a sudden he's gone from a question mark to being a front runner for the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah, I think some of the Heisman stuff, that's just the nature of the lack of success at the position this year. Like, I don't watch Ty Simpson, look at his numbers and think that's a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback necessarily, just from a talent perspective or what he's done. But he's certainly been really, really solid, which I think stands out. He's got a good receiving core with 3 good targets, and he's just been good. He's been on time and accurate throwing the football, and has made the plays that are there without putting the ball in harm's way, which I think more than anything is just playing winning football. So while I don't think of him as a Heisman type guy that's, you know, a top 10 pick in the NFL draft, or a guy that can just do some crazy things with his legs that really makes you worried, he's very, very effective, and he's been very, very good throwing the ball over the middle of the football field, which has certainly been a concern for Tennessee's defense.
Ryan Shumpert, RockyTopInsider.com. Yeah, Ryan, I was looking at your Twitter account right before we came on here, and, you know, you write that Alabama's pass defense ranks 3rd nationally. Their run defense ranks 90th nationally. But they really haven't played a quarterback in a passing attack like Joey Aguilar and these 3 receivers. right? Or you play Florida State, Vanderbilt, Missouri. It does feel like Tennessee has a chance to throw the ball against them the way they haven't faced a passing offense yet.
I think so. I wrote it in kind of my Alabama Scout that I think two things are true here. I think Alabama is going to be the best pass defense Tennessee's faced to date. I think Tennessee is going to have the best passing offense that Alabama's faced to date. So you probably figure out more about both those groups in this game. And I think the thing that would give me pause for thinking that Alabama has just some, pass defense you can't throw on is that their pass rush has been pretty average. It's not that it's been terrible. But you look at the sack numbers, they're not crazy. You look at the PFF pass rush win rate grades, they're really not that great. They're fine, they're not bad, but it's not something that's just incredible there. And I do think the secondary is good, but Tennessee has been good at protecting Joey Aguilar this year. And I look at this matchup, and I don't really think they're going to be pretty good protecting him in this game. So I feel good there. And then, it goes on the inverse, too, where Alabama has faced two of the five best rushing offenses in the country in Florida State and Missouri. We know Vanderbilt runs the football a ton too, so those numbers or those rushing defense numbers are probably a little deflated, I guess, in this case, where they're probably a little bit better stopping the run than the numbers would indicate.
I think we're going to be able to move the ball on them and score the ball and score points. Just like to me, Ryan, you correct me if I oversimplifying this. It's just, can you clean it up? The pre-snap penalties, the drops, the interception, whatever, that we've seen the past 2 weeks. If you can play a clean game offensively down there, I think you go down there and score in the 40s. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to stop them enough, but I think Tennessee has got to be looking at that Alabama defense and say, yeah, we can move the ball on these guys.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think Tennessee will be able to move the football. I don't think it's maybe just as simple as like you play a clean game or you don't. There's levels to that. Like I think Tennessee would have to play a very clean game and be very efficient offensively in the red zone to score 40. But certainly they're capable of, they can go out there and just play well and score 35 points off.
Okay, I'm going to give you a choice. If you had one,
that's a big part of it. Turnovers will be a big part of it. It's certainly something they're capable of doing.
Hey, Ryan, let's reconnect with you real quick. We're having a situation with the Connection Bear. See if we can get him on a different line, please. But, yeah, talking about that offense, and this gets back to what's the number? What do we need?
Yeah.
I always say like 42 is historically his average. Talking about Josh Heupel, I don't know if 42 is going to cut it Saturday night, Bob.
I think 42 could cut it, but boy, it's going to be close. Like we were saying yesterday, I think Tennessee to have a shot at winning this game's got to be in the 35-38 range minimum. It's there's got to be something that they do that surprises us, I'm afraid, on defense. Not so much on offense, but on defense.
And for an Alabama team that doesn't really turn it over.
No, I know.
And hasn't given up a tremendous amount of sacks lately anyway.
Yeah.
Could be difficult. We got Ryan back.
Hey, Ryan, the question I was getting ready to ask you before we started losing the signal was, I'm going to give you one pick, okay? And it's got to be in the weeds a little bit. Like if there's one thing with the Vols that you feel needs to be cleaned up and addressed on Saturday against Alabama, what do you think the most pressing thing is? And my point is, don't say, well, the defense. I mean, what within the defense or what within the offense?
It's a good question. I think from a cleaned up standpoint, I'll give you one on both sides of the ball. I think it's what Russell was saying. I think it's pre-snap penalties offensively. You just can't hurt yourself in this game. That's been an issue for Tennessee on the road in these big games. It's been an issue for this team as a whole with both at home and on the road. So I'd say that offensively. Defensively, look, I think it's, I don't know if it's as simple as saying they just need to play better zone defense, but I worry about Alabama throwing the ball over the middle. Ty Simpson has been really good at that. Tennessee has struggled defending that this year. They've been really bad in zone coverage. It almost makes me wonder, since the Georgia game, I feel like they've really been trying to protect Ty Redmond. I'm not sure you can do that in this game. So I think it is slowing down Ty Simpson throwing over the middle of the football field. What exactly that looks like, I think the easy thing to say is you got to be better in zone coverage. I'm not sure how confident I am in Tennessee's ability to do that. So maybe it's leaving your guys on an island more, and Ty Redmond stepping up against, no matter who it's going to be, whether Jeremy Bernard or Ryan Williams, a guy that's eventually going to be a first-round draft pick in the NFL.
Ryan Shumpert, RockyTopInsider.com, is our guest this afternoon. Ryan, speaking of this Tennessee secondary, Jermon McCoy, this has become a season-long issue so far. A lot of people thought that Alabama was always a realistic target date for him coming back to the playing field. Doesn't look like that is going to happen. And so now the question becomes not when are we going to see him, but are we going to see him? Where are you at with the Jermon McCoy situation?
I think it was always the Alabama game was a bit of an inflection point to that question. If he's not backed by Alabama, does it make sense for him to come back at all? So, I don't know that I have anything new on that. I think that it just becomes more serious now, more serious of a question of will we see him at all? Does it make sense for him in his NFL draft prospects to come back and play just a handful of games this year, especially if he's not going to be 100% in this handful of games, and he maybe doesn't feel like he can go play to his capability until the last game or two of the season. Does that really help him? So I think it's just more serious monitoring that question now is really, to me, the only thing that has changed for my outlook on it.
Anything new? I mean, it sounded like post-game, I'm thinking like Braylon Staley, for example, it sounded like Coach Heupel was pretty confident there wasn't much of an issue with Braylon. He put him back in late in the game. I'm thinking of him, but anyone else, based on your time on the Hill in the last couple of days, are you hearing anything injury-wise that, I know it's usually vague, but anything that's something we should be keeping an eye on?
Yeah, I would say just the one other thing that I'm keeping an eye on myself is that I saw Dominic Bailey in a boot yesterday. Not that, he played a lot in that game on Saturday, and it could very, very well just be a precautionary deal and something that he maybe doesn't practice his ton this week, but is able to play. But when we get the injury report on Wednesday night, that's, I guess, kind of the one extra thing from the names that aren't as obvious, the names that haven't been on there the past couple of weeks, and then to your point, Staley, Bishop, the other guys you kind of wonder about. He's the one other one that I'll be tracking or just curious to see about.
Another question I had for you, again, because of your closeness to the situation, you see and understand a lot more of the interaction with Coach Heupel than we ever would. But we all talked about this yesterday. Based on what we heard during his press conference, it sounded yesterday like he was, I don't want to insinuate it was like, Butch Jones thin-skinned behavior, but it sounded like he was a little snappy from time to time. Was that fair to say?
Yeah, I think so. Like I think where, to your point about it not being Butch Jones, I think Butch Jones was maybe he would get mad about that stuff. Like I don't necessarily think Josh Heupel was mad about it, but he has that tendency to kind of make jokes about that type of stuff and poke at reporters or make a little snipe here and there. But I think just the quantity of them yesterday was probably a little different or a little more than we typically see, even if it is a day where he's making a couple of those.
What's your track record with him? Has he ever gotten you with one of those?
I don't think he's ever gotten me with too many of them.
Let's go. That's right. That's what I.
Yeah, maybe one post game one time, but nothing too frequently.
All right, Ryan. Anything else about this football team as it gets ready to head down to Tideland for the third Saturday in October, or about Alabama that you find interesting before we change it up and ask you about this basketball program?
Yeah, I think the other matchup in this game we haven't talked about is Alabama has not run the football very well this year. Certainly Tennessee's run defense has been very bad to this point in the season. Well, to me, that changes the dynamic of this game a lot. If Tennessee can stop the run, their pass rush is really good. And Alabama's pass protection, as good as their passing offense has been, their pass protection's had some flaws, especially on that right side of the offensive line. So that's one thing that I'll be watching, and certainly Jam Miller, his status for this game will be one on Wednesday night with that injury report that I'll be tracking, and I think will play a big impact because I do think he's clearly the best running back Alabama has.
Yeah, it seems like a big drop off there, and I just keep going back to what I said earlier. Like you look at the games they've had, the Castellanos guy, not a great thrower like Joey down the field.
Mm-hmm.
I was stunned. That was the first time. This is the second time I'd watched Missouri, but Perbula, I thought he was a much more complete player. I thought he threw the ball well against South Carolina. I didn't think he threw it well at all against Alabama. And I think Aguilar and Tennessee, if they're on their game, can go down there and really throw it all over Alabama. So should be an interesting matchup. All right, Ryan, what about this poll disparity? AP poll has Tennessee ranked 18th. KenPom has Tennessee ranked 9th. What's with the disparity between the computers and the people?
Yeah, I feel like we get this roundabout every single year with the national media and Tennessee basketball where they don't really trust Rick Barnes early in the season. Tennessee loses a lot of pieces as they usually do, and they give the Rick Barnes the respect of throwing them in the top 25, but they don't have them view them as a top 10 team. Then Tennessee wins some games early and they start buying in a little bit more, and then you get to SEC play, and a couple of them saying Final Four contender, the other ones saying they don't trust Rick Barnes, and then Tennessee makes the second weekend in the NCAA tournament, loses to like a 1 seed in the Elite Eight, and then everybody acts like Rick Barnes choked in March, and then the cycle starts over where they don't trust him when Tennessee loses a lot of guys. So we're in the national media doesn't trust Rick Barnes stage of the year. And look, the KenPom, I feel like this has been a pretty common theme. The analytics sites have liked Tennessee more than the voters have early in seasons the last couple of years. So it kind of feels a little bit of common ground, but it is funny. There is a pretty drastic disparity, I feel like, in how some of the voters or national media people see Tennessee compared to the analytics sites.
You and I have talked about this based on what we saw at the scrimmage on Saturday. That was my first chance to see this edition of the team. You've seen a lot of other workouts with the team and the new players. And I know you and I are part of we're charter members of the Jacoby Gillespie fan club, but I was a little surprised to see that he was preseason second team all SEC. And I wanted to get your take on this. Do you think that's mostly a byproduct of you look at the names of all the guys on the first team, it's like there's no newcomers there, right? And maybe some of that is, some respect to the players that have been in the conference for a little while. I'm just trying to make sense of it because Gillespie looks like, to me, I said it yesterday, I think first team all SEC is like the floor for that guy.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there. I think it's a respect to the guys that are back. I mean, you have 4 really good guards that were on the first team over him that played in the league last year. So I think that's just the nature of it. But no, I'm with you. I was a voter this year on that stuff, and I had Gillespie on my first team. So I had him over Josh Hubbard. I think he'll be on there. And, I don't know if I'd go quite as far as saying his floor is first team all SEC, but I would certainly be a little bit surprised if he's not there by the end of the year.
Ryan, who should our Titans hire to replace the Caliban?
Oh man, I've got no clue. Nothing but depressing looking at it. I'm sure we'll probably hire like Eddie George or something, and it'll be an absolute disaster.
Wow, Shumpert's in the deepest, darkest pit of despair.
Well, I'm not.
Oh, they're so hopeless, Russell. They're so hopeless.
Yeah, you've got you get the right guy in there. It's like college football. You can have a goofy AD or school president. You get the right coach in there and the right quarterback, which I think we've got. It's not hopeless, Ryan.
I guess
we had the right coach when we fired him 2 years ago. We blamed him for all our issues, and now we're as unattractive as a job in the NFL as you'll ever find.
I was going to say, you guys. I was watching some of the national media today talking about it, and I hate to say it, I'm not enjoying this. I really am not. But the Titans have supplanted the Browns as like the most dysfunctional NFL franchise.
Get out of here, Bob.
I'm telling you, I'm saying, just let me finish. In the eyes of the national media, that's what they're talking about, guys. Whether you like it or not, that's the reality.
I mean, it is. We we've gone back and forth firing the GM and the head coach the last 4 years.
Yeah.
That's Browns level dysfunction. Like, say what you will, Cam Ward would be the saving grace. Hopefully he'll play well the back half of the season to make it a more attractive job because quarterback is so important. But I mean, the instability, I don't see how. I mean, it's very Browns-esque. I don't take any joy in saying that, but that's how it feels to me.
It's all about quarterback development. You've got to find somebody who's, hopefully an experienced head coach, I would think would be something you really want, and a really good proven track record of developing young quarterbacks. If you do that, you got a chance.
Yes, no, that's definitely the path for sure.
There you go, Ryan. See, I brought him up. I've got him out there. I'm just letting him see the light here.
Yeah, I mean that is the path. I don't disagree on the process. I'm not sure how attracted they're going to be to those coaches that you feel pretty confident can do that, and all the less confident in Amy Adams Strunk to make the right hire.
The way the local media in Nashville was roasting her, just blistering her yesterday, was really, I don't would say surprising, because I know she's done bad, and the fact that she won't show her face now is pretty laughable. But how quickly that went from fans wanting to get a picture with her at the tailgate at the draft a couple of years ago to now she literally will not show her face.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't feel that quick to me, because we've done this, like I said, we've done it 4 straight years. She fired a GM in the middle of the season with the first place team in the division, and the head coach had to go answer questions about why the GM got fired. The head coach had to answer questions about why the GM got fired with the first place team. So it's nothing new. She's going to make these decisions that don't make a whole lot of sense, and then not answer for them and make other people do it. So, I've been at this spot where all the national media, or where all the local media, I'm sure they've been there too, but holding her feet to the fire a little bit more. I've been there a number of years now.
Ryan Shumpert, trained media professional, despondent Titans fan. RockyTopInsider.com, where you can read his work. Ryan, appreciate it, man.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. I'll talk to y'all next week.
Thank you. Oh, man. So, did you sample some of I haven't watched the press conference at all from last night, but I is just like on Twitter, just seeing the local media, the radio guys, the writers, Kuharski, those guys tweeting about it, and just the tone of negativity was the anger. It wasn't just like, Ryan was kind of like, it's hopeless, it's kind of funny, haha. Like, those people seemed almost like personally offended that Amy Adams Strunk wasn't there.
Yeah, I mean, Kuharski, you mentioned him. He was asking Brinker point blank. He goes, "Where is she?" I mean, that's what he said. And
he was like, "She's at her home."
She's at her home. He goes,
"She's at her house.
I'm her representative." He goes, "I'm representing her." It's not good.
It doesn't really help me. His team's leading the AFC East.
Yeah. And they look like they're back, the Patriots, man.
Yeah.
And,
Patriot way.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a really solid coach.
Yeah.
But I do believe that if you could, like, I think Mike McCarthy would be a fine, like, you need a steady hand at the ship, because there has been so much chaos and dysfunction there. You need somebody who's been there before, who's won, who's developed quarterbacks, who can come in and say, all right, guys, like, here's the plan, here's what we're going to do, because it very much feels like they don't know what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Walker?
Sometimes you got to go backwards to go forwards. And I hear Jimbo Fisher. Or not Jimbo
All
Fisher.
right.
Jed Fish.
Oh, okay.
Jeff Fisher.
Now you're just
looking for a job.
being silly.
I thought Marcus Young had snuck in.
9-7 is a playoff team in this NFL.
Stay with us. There's no more 9-7s, Walker. We play a 17-game schedule.
Excuse me.
Stay with us. More Fan Run Radio coming up right after the break.
The Drive.
Streaming worldwide at fanrunradio.com and on the free Fan Run app. This is Big Orange Country's sports talk radio superstation, Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
Revenge is a dish best served cold. And so is Garage Beer. And this week we're out for both Friday afternoon at Trailhead Beer Market. Join Fan Run Radio for a special live broadcast of The Drive this Friday from 3 to 6 at Trailhead Beer Market in South Knoxville, presented by Garage Beer. We'll be giving away 4 passes to the Tailgating for a Cause tailgate party in Circle Park, complete with food, beverages, and TVs for early game watching. One lucky Fan Run listener will win the passes, plus a Garage Beer tailgate prize pack, including a retro tailgate folding chair, shirts, hats, koozies, sunglasses, and more. Registration begins at 3 p.m. with the drawing at 6 this Friday at Trailhead Beer Market, 1317 Island Home Avenue. Come get ready to roast the hogs on a football Friday at Trailhead Beer Market, presented by Garage Beer. American-owned, Tennessee-brewed, 100% beer-flavored beer.
Is that old tree in your yard starting to lean a little too much? Branches hanging over your roof? Don't wait until it's too late. Call ECR Total Landscapes today. At ECR Total Landscapes, we specialize in safe, professional tree removal, trimming, and storm damage cleanup. So if you've got trees that need to go, now is the time to give us a call. Plus, we're offering free stump grinding now through the end of the year when you use or mention promo code FANRUN. That's right, free stump grinding for Fan Run Radio listeners. At ECR Total Landscapes, we live up to our name by offering total landscape services. In addition to tree cutting, we also offer a wide range of landscape installation services and custom monthly maintenance packages that create stunning outdoor spaces tailored to your vision. Give us a call today to schedule a free estimate at 865-384-2012 or just visit us online at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
It's time for the North Knox Siding and Windows High School Football Player of the Week. Brought to you by North Knox Siding and Windows. Call 865-689-0505 or visit them online at northknoxsidingandwindows.com.
This week's North Knox Siding and Windows High School Football Player of the Week is Carter High School's Brody Sparks. The Hornets quarterback completed 14 of 17 passes for 223 yards and 2 touchdowns, and also had 7 carries for 51 yards and 3 more touchdowns in Carter's 49-6 win over Fulton last week. Carter High School's Brody Sparks, this week's North Knox Siding and Windows High School Football Player of the Week.
North Knox Siding and Windows, locally owned and operated. They can handle all your siding, window, gutter, and roofing needs. Call 865-689-0505 for a free estimate or go online to northknoxsidingandwindows.com.
Hi, I'm Bo Kregner from the Kregner Group. Are you looking to buy or sell a home? Whether you're upgrading, downsizing, or just need a change, it's never been more important to have experienced, trustworthy representation in the real estate process. So if you have any real estate questions, I'd love the opportunity to earn your trust. Call me anytime for a free chat, 865-742-1035, or find me online at BoKnowsHouses.com. The Kregner Group, real estate the right way.
It's time for the North Knox Siding and Windows High School Football Player of the Week. Brought to you by North Knox Siding and Windows. Call 865-689-0505 or visit them online at northknoxsidingandwindows.com.
This week's North Knox Siding and Windows High School Football Player of the Week is Karns High School quarterback Austin Slover. Slover led the Beavers to a 51-12 win over Morristown East last week, completing 22 of 31 passes for 302 yards and 4 touchdowns as Karns won its third game of the season. Karns High School's Austin Slover, this week's North Knox Siding and Windows High School Football Player of the Week.
North Knox Siding and Windows, locally owned and operated. They can handle all your siding, window, gutter, and roofing needs. Call 865-689-0505 for a free estimate or go online to northknoxsidingandwindows.com.
Back here on the drive, it's Fan Run Radio. See what the text people are saying. Apparently I called Joshua Josephs Jonathan Josephs. That tracks. Texter says, was it Field of Dreams basically an aberration? So that's good with me. He thinks that. Let's just smack them in the mouth and show them this isn't a cornfield in Iowa.
I like that.
Well, if we're the Field of Dreams, though, we would be like ghosts. Wouldn't they run right through us? I don't know. Maybe not spend so much time thinking about it.
That's maybe a little too literal.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, it's what they said was similar to what we were saying earlier. The only way you stop that kind of talk, man, is go and just shut them down.
I kind of like the trash talk. I kind of miss it.
Yeah.
That used to be a staple of this league, is particularly the Florida guys. Every now and then somebody would pop off. Archie who? You want to get in the Wayback Machine in the 1960s.
Can't spell Citrus Bowl without UT.
Yeah. Or Tim Beauchamp, Peyton Manning gets happy feet.
I don't remember that one.
Oh, yeah, that was a big one, 96. I remember Herb Street talking about that.
But we've never been much of a trash
Not
talking
really.
bunch, right?
I'm trying to rack my mind and see if anybody – I mean, surely we've had somebody pop off a little bit.
Well, I mean, for most of the modern era, we had two of the most like old school straight lace between Majors and Fulmer.
Yeah.
I don't think they tolerated a whole lot of giving the other team bulletin board material.
Papa don't take no miss. You know, Heupel's like that too. He's pretty buttoned up. He's like, look, guys, we're not gonna talk. We're gonna do our talking on the field.
What was that? But we saw a little bit in that SEC documentary. In the locker room, he'll say some stuff, but not in front of the media.
Let's get Trey in here. Trey, you're on the drive. It's Fan Run Radio.
Boys, how we doing today?
Doing well, thanks.
Yeah, I didn't get to call into VR or Overreaction Monday because I'm still out of the country. But guys, I'll tell you what. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed our nice little run we went on. It's coming to an end, boys. We ain't no top 10 team. We ain't no borderline top 15 team. We're hot garbage. And then, unfortunately, Saturday we're going to get found out.
What is this? What's going on here? While first Ryan Shumpert saying the Titans are absolutely hopeless, and now, do you mind if we get on the plane and go down there and play the game? Trey, is that okay if we still play the game before? I know you've written it off, but is it all right if the coaches and players still actually go and play the game?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, Russ. I want us to because it's going to make me some money. I'm looking forward to the game.
I hope you lose your shirt.
Russ, I would be happy to lose some money for us to get a win down there. But I think that we're at the point where we got to examine this defense and this defensive staff if we want to get serious. I think we've got great coaches on the offensive side of the ball. I think we need someone to coach Heupel on clock management, and I don't know what it is about him where he turtles in the fourth quarter. I am so sick of that loser mentality because that is not who he is as a coach. That isn't how guys, correct me if I'm wrong, that is not how he used to play. Heupel used to, want to throw the dagger on somebody, late in the game.
Well, it's how he managed it's how he managed games last year. And I do think that sometimes he feels like he still has last year's defense, and I'm waiting for him to just throw caution to the wind and go score. But you 5-1, Trey. It's and Alabama's having the same conversations. By the way, their fans wanted to run their defensive coordinator Kane Womack out after last year. They thought that Kalen DeBoer can't manage games, can't manage quarterbacks, stuff like that. See, you're looking at it like this is the Alabama of 2, 3, 4 years ago, and it's not, man. It's just not. This is I'm
not looking at them like that. I'm looking at us, buddy. I'm looking in the mirror. I think that they are a competent SEC team. And what we have played up to this point, we've played a bad Georgia. We should have won that game. I think this is Georgia's worst team in probably 5-6 years. Correct me if I'm wrong. We should, but we played the worst Georgia team, which is still a decent SEC team, right? And then we struggled against Mississippi State, and we almost lost to Arkansas, who's one of the worst teams in the league this year. and we're going down to Alabama, who's probably a top 3 team in the SEC this year. And I know they're down, but they're still top 3 in the league currently. And guys, I don't see us pulling it out. I'm sorry. Well, I hope I'm wrong, but I really think that we need to fix things on the defensive side of the ball. So that's where I'm at, guys. Love y'all.
Love you too, buddy. Hang in there. I mean, can we go play the game first? Have we beaten these guys 2 of the last 3 years? Have we played them close both times down there with Josh Heupel?
Yes. Yes. They have beaten 3 ranked teams in a row. I don't think I've said this before. I think we can win this game. I don't see us getting blown out. I really don't.
And by the way, I'll add this. Same thing we said before Georgia game. If we lose Saturday, season's not over.
Right.
Season's not over. We can still make the playoff. We still have a great season. You lose to Alabama, one of the top 10 teams in the country on their home field. There's no shame in that. It doesn't mean that we need to fire everybody on the staff and make wholesale changes. Stay with us. Hour number 2 of The Drive coming up next at Fan Run Radio.
The Drive. Are you a federal employee facing workplace challenges like suspension or removal? Are you concerned about your security clearance with any federal agency? You know the Griffin Law Firm is your trusted ally in military legal matters. But did you know they also specialize in civilian federal employment law? If you're a federal employee facing workplace challenges like suspension or removal, if you're concerned about your security clearance with any federal agency, the DOE, FBI, FCC, or DOD, you might not know it, but you do have legal recourse. The Griffin Law Firm specializes in federal employment law, military law, and security defense law. VFL Marshall Griffin and his experienced team are ready to make your problem their problem, no matter which federal agency you work for. Don't face federal employment issues alone. Remember, remain silent, request counsel, call Griffin Law, 888-707-4282, online at griffinlawdefense.com.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jacob Wolko. Here at Knoxville Smiles, every smile is unique and every smile has a story. We would love to get to know you and help you smile brighter with confidence. If you've been looking for a dental home that treats you like more than just a set of teeth, we would love to welcome you to the family. Please give us a call at 865-539-1776 or visit us at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Have you ever found yourself wishing your clothes looked brand new again? Whether it's your favorite suit, that little black dress, or your comfy winter coat, Crown Cleaners can make it happen. From stubborn stains to delicate fabrics, the expert team at Crown Cleaners uses the latest cleaning technology to ensure your clothes come back looking and feeling fresh. Visit one of their 2 area locations, Kingston Pike on Bearden Hill or South North Shore Drive near Dunkin' Donuts. Online at crowncleaners.com. Crown Cleaners, a tradition of excellence.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
The number one problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment. ED can get worse.
Book your appointment right now. Call 865-544-8220. Prefer privacy? Book online in under 30 seconds at menspronknoxville.com.
At our clinics, men's sexual health is the whole job. Look, I'm a normal guy too. I hate going to the doctor. But we've helped so many guys in here just like you. Even if pills have failed, our medical team is going to take the time to talk you through it. Same day in-house lab, and the treatments, well, they could change your life.
Your local medical team has your back. ED, Performance, Peyronie's, Size and Shape Modeling. We tailor what works for you.
I'll get to the point. Can you imagine epic performance and epic sex? Yeah, I said it.
A stronger you is closer than you think. We're available right now. Call 865-544-8220 or book in 30 seconds or less at menspronknoxville.com. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
It's time for the Drive's Top 4 at 4.
Hour number 2 of the Drive underway. Fan Run Radio, and time for the Top 4 at 4. It's brought to you this afternoon by Matlock Tire and Auto Service. Walker Smith, what do you got?
Thank you. At number 1, Alabama's Jermaine Bernard likes his chances against Tennessee football's defense and the man-to-man coverage the Crimson Tide wide receivers will likely see on the other side of the ball this Saturday. And he's not afraid to say it either. He said, quote, they like to play man-to-man and they want to bring the house. They give up a lot of yards, but that's because they trust and believe in their guys to get the job done. For us to have the opportunity to go against man-to-man, it's a field of dreams.
I'm no X's and O's guy. I know just enough to be dangerous. I don't think we bring the house and play man-to-man all the time. Like, I keep hearing so much of, we're not a good zone team and all this stuff, but like the times that we lined up and brought more than 4 Saturday, I feel like you can count them on one hand. Am I wrong?
No, I don't think you're wrong.
Well, they don't give some of our backs help over the top. That's when we seem to get like gutted. So they're kind of in a catch-22. They could send them, but you better get there. You better get home before a quarterback has a chance.
I feel like a lot of the sack that we had, that Hobbs had, where they were running that exotic twist, it was just a 4-man rush.
Yeah,
I feel like we're getting home with 4 pretty consistently.
No, you're right.
First play of the game, the sack on the first possession at Mississippi State, those are all 4-man rushes.
Yeah, it's just really cool stunts that Gardner and them have drawn up on that defensive line that make it look like a blitz when it's not.
It is fun. Like when we did line up on that, we brought 6 or 7 on the play that Taylor Green spinning out of and going down the sideline. When you see it coming like that,
you're like,
it is. You feel alive. You're like, all right, this is either going to be really good or really bad.
Oh yeah, when like
engage 8,
and sometimes both. Sometimes. Like that play specifically, you're like, oh, we got him. Oh, we don't got him. Oh, not only do we don't got him, this is going terrible. This is going horribly wrong.
It's gotten to the point where I hate it when we show that we're bringing 8 and then just bring 8. Like I get so nervous when we do that because we already get picked apart on cover 2, and let alone let's not put safeties back there and rush 8 guys.
I did notice on the 4th down that they went for on the goal line where we stopped them. We did that where we were showing, here comes 6, and then 2 bailed.
Yeah, and you drop out.
Yeah. Well, the hit on that was 4 in the Mississippi State game. That was 4, man, wasn't it? When somebody just missed a block and Tyree West came unencumbered.
I don't remember the exact front we showed on that one, but my point is I don't know that I agree with Jeremy Bernard that we're some chaotic, just blitzing, leave your guys out on an island team. I think we mix it up, which is what you're supposed to do.
I was going to say, could Jeremy Bernard be so smart?
He's playing 3D underwater chess here.
And he's saying, we know that they bring the heat. Let's just kind of make them remember we're threats too on the, at the receiver slot.
I think we know that. Yeah. I think we look at them on film and say, man, they got 3 really good receivers, a really good quarterback. I don't think there's going to be a ton of just leave our corners on an island.
A lot of cover 3s, a lot of help, hopefully. At number 2, Auburn Athletic Director John Cohen was recently asked about the status of Hugh Freeze's job after dropping Saturday's game to Georgia at home. He claims, quote, never say never about a potential change. However, his overall, quote, expectation is for Freeze to finish out the 2025 season and return in 2026.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
I kind of heard it. I mean,
The quote is hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, but I thought I heard it in the other order. I thought he defended him first and then said, you never say.
Well,
nothing, but
the full quote is, I didn't want to just say it, the whole thing. Basic paraphrasing it, he compared Hugh Freeze to thinking that his car is going to start in the morning when he walks out.
Oh my God! Just don't say anything.
It's so funny.
That's a disaster. What is that?
That's not funny to Hugh Freeze, I bet.
Dave Hart thinks that's a terrible press conference.
That was bad. It was bad.
What are you doing? Where did he say it? Did he say this in a one-on-one interview, or did they have a presser or something?
I don't know.
the only way it could have been worse is if he said, I tried to talk to Hugh, but he's playing through, so I can't seem to find him. But I support him.
Oh, man. You just... you just say, Hugh Freeze is our football coach. We support him, all our coaches, 110%. We're not making a change. He's got our full confidence.
I'm going to go try and
never
find
say
that
never?
I'm going to go see if I can find that full quote, and we can get to it for after we finish this segment. But it's a hilarious breakdown.
I mean, call it what it is. I don't see him making it there.
No.
No.
Well, I thought that maybe, it's his third year. He's got a serious health issue going on. They have a horrible schedule. Like their schedule is just a murderer's row. And it's like, if you could just go 6-6, maybe you hang on there and keep your job, and then year 4's make or break. But if your athletic director is out there talking like that in the middle of the season, you're toast.
Yeah.
Dead man walking.
Clueless athletic director.
And that AD should be gone too.
Well, I was just going to say that guy's a clown, but also I think that's a more attractive job than Arkansas. By the way, I mean, if I'm James Franklin or someone, I'd be like, I could do something at Auburn.
Make another run at Kiffin?
Maybe.
His daughter tell him not to do it last time?
Yeah, exactly.
At number 3, Game 2 of the NLCS is tonight after the Dodgers beat the Brewers in Game 1 last night. It will be Yoshinobu Yamamoto for LA and Freddie Peralta on the mound for Milwaukee. First pitch is scheduled for 8 p.m.
There was a lot of controversy late in that game. Did you see
I did not.
The guy, it was controversial. It was self-inflicted. The batter Milwaukee had this crazy rally in the bottom of the ninth.
Oh,
they were down 2-0. It was 2-1, bases loaded, 2 outs.
Oh, you're talking about Frelick?
Bryce Terang.
Oh yeah, Bryce Terang. That's right.
It's just human nature and human reaction. He easily could have semi-avoided getting hit by a pitch and still would have gotten hit, which means it would have walked in a run to tie the game. But he did everything in his power to avoid the pitch, and he did. And then the next pitch, he struck out on a high fastball. Yeah. And he's even looking back going, I'm sorry, man. Just, again, my reaction.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they showed the replay time and time again. And, I mean, it was like a superhuman effort to not get hit by the pitch.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
And at number 4, Mayor Justin Bibb and the ownership group of the Cleveland Browns have reached a $100 million settlement that will clear the way for the Browns to build its new suburban stadium while preparing the site for the current Lakefront Stadium for future development by the city of Cleveland. The proposed $2.4 billion domed stadium would be built in Brook Park, about 15 miles south of downtown.
Money talks.
Yeah, I was just telling Bob about this during the break. And so Cleveland didn't want the Browns to leave their downtown stadium by the lake. And it's not old. It's like the Titans. It's like 25-year-old stadium.
Right.
They built it when the Cleveland Browns now are an expansion franchise.
Yeah.
And after the Browns moved to Baltimore,
right,
and they built that when the Browns came back as an expansion team 25 years ago. So it's not old. And Haslam wants to build the new stadium like every other NFL owner. And they're like, no, you can't go. We've got you in a lease. So the Haslams basically are writing the city a check for $100 million. I know it's probably not that simple, but that's basically at the end of the day what it is. They're just paying them off to get out of there.
Yeah. Just imagine having that kind of money.
I know, right? the renderings, the video for the new stadium, you can go look at it. It's pretty cool.
It looks pretty dope.
Yeah.
I have the full quote for you from the Auburn AD if you want it. It's just one paragraph.
I was looking this up.
On AL.com.
Yeah.
This is on On3 and Rivals websites before anyone gets suspicious about where I'm getting this from. He said, quote, when talking about Hugh Freeze, "I don't know if I'm going to walk outside and my car is going to start or not. I think it is," Cohen said Monday via AL.com. I have an expectation it will, but if my car doesn't start enough, then I will evaluate that and make my decision about my car. But that's not my expectation at this point for our football program.
If I'm an Auburn fan and I'm hearing my athletics director say something like that, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Just zip it.
Yeah, that's a lot of.
Oh man, what a bonehead! Who's this guy? Joe Cohen?
John Cohen.
John Cohen.
I did like his moxie to go after the refs.
It's the Auburn
on
AD.
the field.
I was trying to figure out, like, he was born in Tuscaloosa, went to Mississippi State, so that's interesting right there. He was the Mississippi State. Well, he was a coach there. Oh, is this the baseball coach? Is this the baseball coach from Mississippi State?
I don't know.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I remember this guy. He was the baseball coach there. And now he's there. I mean, Auburn learned a hard lesson that most of the other schools learned a long time ago. You don't let the coaches be your AD anymore.
No.
We learned that the hard way with Fulmer.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't see any jocks or coaches or guys like that. You need a bean counter, man.
Businessmen.
You need a bottom line, a hardcore bottom line guy who's a cutthroat businessman. And he has to know how to be able to communicate with the media and the press. And it's not so much sell your university, because I don't know how much an athletics director can really do that. But you got to not embarrass your university. I mean, that's embarrassing, that interview. Yeah. If I'm the president or the booster group, I'm like, we got to get rid of this guy. That guy's a clown. He's been at Auburn since 2022, so he hired Freeze, and I'm sure the boosters had a big role in that, as they all do at Auburn. And he's evidently given Stephen effing Pearl a 5-year deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wasn't even thinking about that.
Auburn needs new AD, what they need before anything. I mean, it's like the situation down at Florida where you got that Scott Strickland guy who's hired Sunbelt Billy and the Shark Humper. Or I'm not the Shark Humper. Who was there before Sunbelt Billy? Was that Mullen?
Mullen.
He hired both those clowns, and he's just clinging to his basketball national championship right now. It's like, oh, we got basketball back.
Oh yeah, you've also got a head coach that's, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they ever did. If the police didn't investigate Thrilla.
He's talking about Golden, but so you're going to fire Sunbelt Billy and we all know the athletics director is not making that hire, right? Look at what is happening at North Carolina right now when you let boosters make the hire. Look at the mess you can get yourself in.
Sure.
Which, far be it from me to give Florida any advice. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. Let your crazy boosters make a hire.
Go Gator.
Maybe they can get Belichick down there with Lombardi.
Go Gator.
Top 4 at 4, brought to you this afternoon by Matlock Tire and Auto Service. It's where I go whenever I need oil change, tire rotation, brake work, AC repair, anything like that. They do it all. Matlock Tire and Auto Service, 5 locations throughout East Tennessee. I usually go to the Farragut spot. Went to the Hardin Valley spot a couple of weeks ago while we were on the air. Got my oil changed, all that good stuff. They do great work. Over 70 years serving our community here in East Tennessee. You could schedule your appointment online today at MatlockTireService.com. Again, that's MatlockTireService.com. Tell them Fan Run Radio sent you. Well, coming up, Andrew Bone of Alabama On 3.
Yeah, Bama Online, part of the On 3 network. That's him.
get a little bit of the Crimson Tide flavor of this series. I wonder how they really feel, how Alabama fans really feel about Kalen DeBoer. I know they feel better, but I know they didn't feel good after the Florida State game. Are they really sold on him? No. And deep down in their heart of hearts, do they really believe Kalen DeBoer is their guy? You can ask Andrew coming up here in just a minute. And, you know, the kind of thing that we reach for when you're evaluating a head coach, you've seen they've always focused a lot on what the coach wears on the sideline. Remember, Gene Stallings was the last guy to wear a coat and tie.
Right.
And when I think it was Dubose was like, no, I'm going to wear a polo. There's like a lot of old timers clutched their pearls and passed out on their fainting couches.
Yeah.
I do declare.
Yeah.
Kalen DeBoer, I believe, is 12-2 as Alabama's coach when he wears a black hoodie.
Yes.
Much like you have on right now, Bob.
Yeah. Yeah, Drinkwitz made some comment about that before the game. Like, I hope he's not wearing that black hoodie.
And he was.
And he wore it.
And he won.
Yeah.
So you got to have it's all about wardrobe discipline. I would imagine he'll be taking the black again when we take the field against them.
I'm just thinking, what if he wore the hoodie and then wore the hat like Bear wore? Bear Bryant, not our Bear.
He should come out, a Yankee hat on the sideline. I don't think that would be good.
But a houndstooth fedora.
But he could come out there dressed like Jon Snow in a big just black cloak.
Yeah.
Draped head to toe. Lord DeBoer. Yeah, I don't know about that guy, man. I ain't scared of him. I'll tell you that much.
I think he's a pretty good coach, honestly. I mean, you don't get a team to the national championship game and not know what you're doing. But we just know the expectations are high down there.
They are. They are almost impossibly high.
I was going to say somewhat unreasonably high.
Which hopefully we can exploit coming up on Saturday. Stay with us. Quick timeout. Andrew Bone of Bama Online, part of the On3 Sports Network. He covers the Crimson Tide down there. He'll join us next when we continue right here on Fan Run Radio.
The Drive. Catch up with all things Fan Run by subscribing to our podcast feed. Like, rate, and download the show from the Fan Run app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Knoxville, get ready. The big sports show is coming Saturday, November 8th at the World Exposition Hall. Meet your favorite sports stars, Hall of Famer Earl Campbell, baseball greats Wade Boggs, Dwight Gooden, and Jose Canseco, plus UT legends Shamiqua Holtzclaw, Carl Pickens, and many more. Autographs, photos, and memories you'll never forget, all in one huge day. Tickets on sale. Get yours now at BigSportsShow.com. That's BigSportsShow.com. The Big Sports Show, Saturday, November 8th, Knoxville. Don't miss it.
Citizens National Bank.
We believe a good game plan is essential for success. With a CNB Plus Perks checking account, you'll save money with cell phone protection, roadside assistance, identity theft protection, and more. Banking at CNB has its perks. Find out more at cnbtn.com.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Running a business, coaching a team, planning your next big event, you need more than just gear. You need SM Athletics and Logo Solutions. Custom uniforms, branded apparel, promotional products, done right, done fast, and built to show off your brand with pride. From local businesses to high schools to major universities, SM Athletics is trusted by winners. Get real service, get real quality, get noticed. SM Athletics and Logo Solutions, where your brand comes to life.
Visit smathletics.com and let's build something great together.
White Claw is taking hard seltzer to new heights with White Claw Surge. At 8% alcohol, White Claw Surge is a stronger wave of refreshment that doesn't compromise on taste. Available in 4 bold waves of flavor like ripe blackberry, citrusy blood orange, zesty natural lime, and tart cranberry. Check out your favorite retailer in-store and online for the White Claw Surge Variety 12-pack and 16-ounce single-serve cans. White Claw Surge. Please drink responsibly.
Bankruptcy, divorce, personal injury. These are just some of the curveballs life can throw at you. Fortunately, East Tennessee has someone to help you work through these problems and recover. The law offices of Jerry R. Givens, If you're in need of legal advice, call today to set up a free, no-obligation consultation. 865-801-9250. As always, the phone call is free, the advice is free, so what do you have to lose? Call 865-801-9250 or go online to jrglawtn.com. That's jrglawtn.com. The law offices of Jerry R. Givens. Legal expertise you can rely on.
Are you tired of waiting on interest rates to drop before you start saving money? I'm Chris Burleson with University Lending Group, and I've got a better way. With a traditional closed-end mortgage, most of your payment goes straight to interest, not your balance. But with my Smart Loan, every deposit you make cuts your principal immediately and reduces interest in real time. On average, my clients pay off their mortgage in just 7 years. Call me today at 865-388-7634 or visit smartloantn.com and let's turn your income into financial freedom. NMLS number 332941.
Fan Run Radio, the drive continues. Tuesday afternoon edition of the show. Russell, Bob, and Bear, pleased to be joined now by Andrew Bone of Bama Online, part of the On3 Sports Network. Good afternoon, Andrew. How are you, sir?
Hey, doing great. How are you guys doing today?
Doing all right, man. Get ready for the third Saturday in October. Great tradition in college football. So glad that we were able to maintain this with the new 9-game schedule coming up here in a couple of years. And for a while, this was pretty lopsided there. Tennessee's done their part to make it a rivalry game again, winning 2 of the last 4, 2 of the last 3, I guess, but still having trouble winning in Tuscaloosa. What are the vibes like in T-Town this week with the Big Orange headed in for a Saturday night showdown in Bryant-Denny?
Well, I think there's a lot of excitement. Getting back to Tuscaloosa after a road game in Columbia. I think that the staff, the players seem to be motivated and ready. Alabama has not lost a game yet at home. Not trying to jinx it since Kalen DeBoer arrived in Tuscaloosa last year, so he's certainly wanting to keep that streak alive. But he's got a tough test this weekend with Tennessee and a very high-powered offense, and probably the best offense it's faced in this season. And that's including when they lost their game against Florida State at the beginning of the year. They've had 3 tough games in a row. 2 on the road, 1 against Vanderbilt. All 3 top 20 opponents. I think that. It's been a tough 3 weeks for them, but now you get another really good opponent in Tennessee, and I don't think we've seen a tough task like that in quite a while. So it'll be interesting to see. I said for a while, especially after that Florida State loss, and maybe even before the season, that I felt like it was going to be really difficult for Alabama to win win all 5 of the games over this 5-week stretch, which we still have the South Carolina game in Columbia next weekend. But it was just looking at the schedule preseason, it just looked extremely daunting for Alabama to go and imagine that they would go out of that schedule unscathed. So. Be an interesting matchup this weekend. It's a night game in Tuscaloosa, but I know that both teams are going to be ready for this one, and both teams have a lot at stake because you have each team has a loss right now. You don't want to go 2 losses, with a week left in October before hitting that November schedule. So I think it's going to be a very intriguing, interesting ball game, and I think it's going to be very high scoring.
Hey, Andrew, it's Bob. Really appreciate you joining us. Let's talk about that. I remember when you and I talked on my old show in the summer, we were kind of previewing the SEC, and we talked about, I was like, boy, I'm sure one game that you guys have marked on the calendar that's not going to be a problem is Florida State. And because of all the stuff Castellanos said, and lo and behold, you guys go and you get smacked in the mouth. So in a way, it looks like you got kind of your worst part of the season right out of the way, right off the bat, because now you guys are dialed in and playing well. My question to you, though, is obviously we know about the fan base. We got one like it up here. they're passionate. I mean, borderline crazy. And when that loss happened, I'm sure the Kalen DeBoer, drum beats, of maybe he's not the right guy, we're getting loud. But he just seems like, from my perspective, he has stayed the course. And you guys, like I said, you got momentum now. You're winning and playing well, right in the mix like you always are. What's your perspective on how it's gone with DeBoer so far, and just kind of how he has handled the job? Obviously, the big challenge of following the footsteps of Nick Saban, too.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was a really tall task and really high expectations for Kalen DeBoer once he arrived at Alabama last year. A lot of people were already calling him a top 2-3 coach in the country because of the success that he had at Washington and other places, and then coming in and having success right away, beating Georgia in Tuscaloosa. That certainly created quite the stir. Of course, the following week they lose to Vanderbilt, but I think that there was a lot of disappointment in last year's season. It's a disappointing season when you finish 9-3 in Tuscaloosa, and then you lose a bowl game, and that's kind of the taste that everybody still had in their mouth. And the whole off season, all you're hearing about is how the program has changed and how different it's going to look this year. And the team's dialed in, and they've bought into to what Coach DeBoer and the coaching staff had really sold. And then you go and play Florida State, who won 2 games the previous year, and obviously not looking good right now, but they looked really good in that first game of the season. And Alabama just did not. And there was certainly a lot of pitchforks that were out. Probably not as many as made out to be on social media. It seems like there's more people fans on social media than everywhere else that are going to beat those drums. But you also wanted to see how are they going to respond, and not how they were going to respond against Louisiana Monroe or Wisconsin. You kind of had a feeling like, if you don't have good games against those teams, then what are we doing here? How are you going to play at Georgia? How are you going to play? If you do beat Georgia, how are you going to play the following week against Vanderbilt, who was better than last year, and they beat you last year? Are you going to celebrate a win against Georgia for 3 or 4 days? Because that's obviously a big road victory and very emotional. And then you get the win against Vanderbilt. How are you going to respond and go up to Columbia against a team that's won the last 15 games at home, is a top 15 team in the country, and they certainly expect to beat Alabama. And you go up there and you find a way to win. Was it pretty? Probably not. There were some really good plays by both sides of the ball for Alabama, but there were also some plays where they could have easily lost the game. It could have turned in a different direction, but fortunately for Alabama, they found a way to win, and they're currently sitting at 5-1, and the fan base seems really excited again. And I think a lot of that has to do with, you look around the country and see some of these other teams that have been heavily talked about and promoted. A team like Oregon, because there are a lot of people who were looking at Dan Lanning as a potential replacement for Nick Saban last year. And that didn't happen. Not that he was offered, but there was a lot of talk about it. And we should have gotten Dan Lanning. That's who they should have gone after. And then he loses, this past weekend by 10 against Indiana. And so I think Alabama fans have settled down for the most part. Now, if he loses to Tennessee 2 years in a row, they probably fire him up a little bit. But at the same time, it's not losing to Florida State, who is unranked. It would be losing to a 5-1 Tennessee team that's number 11 in the country, and can beat you. They're talented enough to beat you, and you have to be ready. You can't. I don't think this is a game where you overlook Tennessee. I don't think they can overlook anybody the rest of the season, but the fan base certainly has turned. There's a lot of excitement around the program, and I think that the turnaround, the 5-game winning streak, but especially the wins on the road, have really fired them up to to a degree that you really needed, because I'll tell you, after that first weekend, and I was I'm an Alabama grad. I grew up in Tuscaloosa. I've covered the team for 22 years, and while I may be a fan of the program, what I sort of don't like is having to police your website after a loss. That's
my favorite part of it.
It's like I'm not concerned about the loss. I'm more concerned about having to control our website and the meltdown.
A lot of profanity and death threats, etc.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. So it's like, oh, great, they lost. So you're just sitting on pins and needles, kind of waiting until the end of the game, hoping that that you can enjoy the rest of your night with your family, rather than being on your message board trying to calm down people from throwing bricks into anybody's windows. So that's been a good part of the last 5 weeks, at least on my end.
I mean, we do a post-game show here at Fan Run Radio, and Tennessee beats Arkansas by 3 points on Saturday, and we had most of the fan base wanting to drive a moving truck over to the defensive coordinator's house and help him pack. I mean, people take it seriously. Talking with Andrew Bowen.
Listen, I've been there even with Nick Saban, and so when some of Arkansas's tough years they had, and Alabama pulls out a 1-point win against them, and people were Saban. It might be time for him.
Wow. Andrew Bowen, Bama Online, our guest. Andrew, I want to ask about Jam Miller. He's one of two players. I was watching that. That is a slobber knocker game Alabama had with Missouri over the weekend. Jam Miller and Derek Meadows, I know he's more of a backup, but Miller, the big one, appeared to be knocked out during that game. What is their status for this week?
Yeah, it's still kind of undetermined. I do think that if he's out of the game, that's a big loss, because that is that's a player that has really kind of turned the run game around for Alabama so far. I mean, they just didn't have much of one. And not saying that not saying they've rushed for 250 yards plus in a game or anything like that, but he kind of brings a different dimension. He's a physical runner. There are times where he's good at pass blocking. There's times where he misses some pass blocking. But I think what we've seen really since that Georgia game is a big turnaround in their offensive philosophy. Running first and picking up 3 or 4 yards and just being able to get some positive plays right off the bat. So he's certainly been a big burst for Alabama. I mean, he's 220 pounds, whereas your number 2 running back, is right at about 200, maybe even a little bit less in Kevin Riley. But I certainly think that him being out of the game would be tough for Alabama. But I think that we're just kind of having to wait and see what's going to happen. But I don't think anything's been decided just yet. But I think they're probably playing. I think they're probably looking at it as, with the concussion protocol, it's going to be tough. But as we saw with Ryan Williams after the Florida State game, but still, undetermined at this point.
Hey, Andrew, if there's from your perspective with Alabama as a team, what's a cause for concern for you going into this game? Like, where's an area where potentially Alabama could be exposed? Not that we're going to be going back and reporting to Josh Heupel. He doesn't really care what we think, but I do wonder about that, because we know what our exposure is. We've seen it the last few weeks. Our defense is not great right now, and the point is if you're an Alabama fan, what are you most concerned about Tennessee exploiting in this game?
Yeah, I would certainly look, at the offensive line for Alabama. Now they have improved in some aspects. I think they have the one of the best, if not the best center, in college football, in Parker Brailsford, and then Caden Proctor. We've seen him be used in a variety of ways on the offensive side of the ball, including Wildcat last weekend, 350 pounds, and he's very athletic, but we do know that he has been prone to let some guys slip by on the outside. And then, on the opposite side, at right tackle, we've seen kind of a rotation really the last 5 weeks between Wilkin Formby, who is a redshirt sophomore, and true freshman Michael Carroll, who came in, very highly rated, was kind of expected to start out at guard, but because of the low numbers and competition at tackling, he's been really, really good. The opportunities that he's been able to go in, of course, there's been some petitions from fans on the message boards and social media to try to get him a starting job, and he could easily walk out there on the field on Saturday as a starter. Wilkin Formby gave up 2 sacks against Missouri. Of course, Missouri had some really good edge rushers in Zion Young and Damon Wilson, who really gave Alabama some problems. But I would say just the tackles, being able to block on the outside, but also, on the flip side of the ball on defense, just being able to contain players on the outside edge, because they certainly had some struggles there, especially on trick plays. They've got speed. They have some speed at linebacker. I think their secondary, Alabama's secondary, is very good. They do have some young guys back there, but I do think that they have one of the better secondaries in the country. Have not looked at the list this week, but I know as of last week the pass defense was ranked number 3 in the country. Is that a part of some of the offenses they faced? I believe so, because they hadn't really faced a very pass-heavy offense to this point, and they're going to see that this weekend. So it'll be a really good test for them. But I would just say, outside containment on the defense side of the ball, and being able to block those pass rushers on the offense side of the ball. So those are two pretty big areas that can really change the outcome of the game.
Andrew, last thing for me, Ty Simpson, quarterback, having a great year this year. Tennessee recruited him really hard. A lot of people thought he was going to come here to play for Jeremy Pruitt. Coaching change happens. He ends up at Alabama and kind of lost in the shuffle there for 3 years, has waited his turn, and now is having a really solid season in year 4. What's been the key to the turnaround for Ty Simpson, other than the obvious, just getting the opportunity to be the man? I remember he played against South Florida a year or 2 ago and did not look very good.
Yeah, that's right. First game on the road, and we kind of saw it, first game on the road this year. Even though that, I felt like some of that wasn't necessarily his fault, but I think working with Ryan Grubb, Coach Grubb coming in January, Nick Sheridan, who was the offense coordinator last year, kind of moving over to the quarterbacks coach. Both of those guys, along with Kalen DeBoer, all working together with Ty Simpson, and just Ty sticking it out. I think that it's very rare to see that these days with quarterbacks, especially the guys that are, they're the top 100 5-star quarterbacks coming out of high school. Most of them aren't going to be waiting 2 or 3 years on a roster if they're not starting. So him being able to stick it out, continuing to get better, continuing to train, kind of living up to those expectations so far. I don't know if really anybody expected him to have the type of season that he's having right now, 6 weeks ago. I don't think that's fair to say, because a lot of people just assume maybe as long as he's a game manager, gets the ball to these really good wide receiver group, he's going to be okay. Alabama's going to be okay, but he's really kind of taking that next step and is the face of the Alabama team right now, and you just have to be impressed with what he's been able to do from week 1 to where he is now, because he seems a lot more confident, a lot more comfortable. He's making quicker decisions, but he's also making just some unbelievable NFL type throws that you really, I would say, haven't seen since Bryce Young was there, and even and I would say he's got a pretty spiral football when it comes off his hands, and he seems really confident in what he's able to do. So he certainly has lived up to some expectations as far as from a high school perspective. this weekend will be fun to watch those two quarterbacks duel it out against each other.
Should be a good one. Andrew Bone, Bama Online. Really appreciate the time, my friend. Thanks for hopping on.
Absolutely, guys. Well, thank you so much, and have a good one.
Yes,
Thank you,
sir. Andrew Bone of Bama Online. Good things to say about Ty Simpson. Jam Miller's status up in the air.
Boy, that's a big one.
I can't believe they would take the rivalry out of it. I mean, that kid suffered a traumatic head injury last Saturday. You don't do that unless your eggs are completely scrambled.
I mean, part of their success coincides with the last couple of weeks with him returning to the lineup.
Going.
So that's a big one, man.
Interesting. I thought you asked a good question. Like, what's their weakness? Offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't expect our defense to have a ton of success against them, but if you can get off the field a couple of times, if you can get to the quarterback, create some negative plays,
rock his world a little bit.
That's what you got to do, man. You got to get in his face and be there.
Yeah.
All right, quick timeout. You're listening to The Drive. It's Fan Run Radio. Back with more right after this.
The Drive. Big Orange Country's home for sports. This is Fan Run Radio.
With over 60 years of experience in the industry, Merritt Garage Doors has a wealth of expertise in commercial overhead doors in the East Tennessee area. Merritt offers a wide range of door styles like sectionals, rolling steel, high speed, and sheet doors. They also supply and install a wide range of dock equipment. If your business is in need of overhead doors, no matter the type, look no further than Merritt Garage Door, Knoxville's best and most trusted overhead door company. Contact them anytime for a free estimate at 865-933-5319 or online at merrittgaragedoor.com.
Hi, I'm Jessica Lodge. I'm one of the hygienists here at Knoxville Smiles. If your children are having sleep or behavioral issues, we have things we can do in modern dentistry that can help not just with their dental health, but also their overall health. Early intervention is the key for younger patients and can avoid costly procedures later in life. If you'd like to learn more, give us a call here at the office and schedule an appointment. 865-539-1776. Or just book online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Ready to launch your career? Axle Logistics is a leading third-party logistics company where excellence is an energy. With an award-winning culture, Axle proves that positive outcomes come from a positive environment and a work hard, play hard mentality. At Axle, the drive for success is infectious. And with an uncapped commission structure, hard work isn't just noticed, it's rewarded. For those with big goals and even bigger dreams, Axle Logistics is the place to start your career.
Tired of waiting for the weekend or good weather to play around? From casual to committed, Back 9 Golf has got you covered. Open to the public and offering flexible membership opportunities, they offer 24/7 access to 5 different simulators, providing cutting-edge technology, instant swing feedback, fun mini-games, and a wide variety of courses to choose from. Perfect for that solo round you want after work, or swing by with food and drinks for an afternoon with friends and family. No stressful tee times, no rain delays. It's Back 9 Golf your way. Book your tee time now at theback9golf.com.
Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referrals specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com.
Fan Run Radio. The drive continues. Let's get Brandon in here. Brandon, you're on the drive. What's up?
What's going on?
Hey, man.
Hey, not much. I'm actually, of all things, I'm headed to beautiful East Tennessee to pick up my kids from Dollywood.
Nice.
But, hey, speaking of Philip Fulmer, what's the last time we took a varsity Joey to Alabama? What happened? Do y'all remember?
A varsity Joey?
Joey Kent. I know what you're getting at, Brandon.
You know what I'm getting at?
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm getting at?
It's a sign.
That's right.
Well, hey, speaking of like 2 out of 3, hey, one love, Bob, but it's 2 out of 3, not 4. But who's counting I think 2 out of 3 last times we went down to Tuscaloosa has been night game. When the last time we got a night game against Alabama and Neyland?
It's been a minute, but I will say that before this year in the broadcasting switch, the number one time slot for our TV partner was the 3:30 game. That was the premier game of the week. And Tennessee, Alabama is usually that when they play.
Yeah, it's weird. This weekend.
Exactly. That's kind of my point. I guess that's a little my point.
Well, this weekend you've got Ole Miss at Georgia, which is, it's
like
this is a double, kind of a double header, but that's what ESPN Game Day is in Athens, and that I believe is a 3:30 kick.
And they're doing ABC's doing LSU Vandy at noon.
We got a really good slate this week.
Yeah, it's be fun.
We
good
really
day on the couch.
Oh yeah.
Well, I guess it's more or less how the cookie crumbles. But man, I don't know. Hey, you know me. I'm somewhat of a contrarian. I always kind of swimming upstream, but I'm going to vouch for my Vols, and I don't care if what everybody says it comes true. But as a Vol, like since Saturday, since that game ended, like I could not be happier with kind of how the narrative is shaping up. You know what I mean? And then that guy, wide receiver, said what he said. As a coach, by the way, I would be furious, but I'm not really worried about Alabama's problem. I mean, if you have half an ounce of dog in you, which, by the way, did you see Hood chirping to that wide receiver from Arkansas? Good news is I think we do have that dog in us. Like, your concentration goes to, like, a primal level. And I don't know. I just kind of believe in our guys. I think they're going to step up. And that guy, I would hit him hard. I'd hit him early. I'd get in that smoke space and let him know something. I would talk like I saw Hood do the other day. And you know what? I think they're going to step up and color me crazy. What do y'all think?
No, I mean, I think that our guys are going to be ready, man. I think they're going to be up for the challenge. I think we're going to go toe-to-toe with them. I don't know if we have enough to win the game, but it's not like a couple of times in years past you've gone down there and, boy, not in the face, please. This is, hey, man, we're ready for you. Yep. Let's get it on, and we're coming for you.
Yeah, I agree with you, Russ. We got to. I mean, Rodney Gardner's boys. I got faith in them. They're going to get in Simpson's face, and I don't know. It's like Ty Simpson. Like I will get with everybody else, kind of on that, watching him play and some of them throws he's made. Like it's like game manager, I just laugh. I'm like, Frenchie can drive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean he has been more than anything else, and I've learned to appreciate this over the last couple of years with our quarterbacks. Is more than anything else, he's been playing clean, man, and sometimes that's all you need if you got skill players that can deliver, and they've got some. So
and I don't want to be over hyperbolic, but I kind of get 01 Gator Swamp vibes. I don't know. Maybe that's just orange colored glasses, but I kind of get 01 Gator vibes, and I don't know. I think I guess it boils down to. I think it's going to come down to Kisselman, and if Joey runs 55 to 70 yards rushing, we win the ball game. He's on everything. Comes out Friday. One love. See you.
Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate it. Tomorrow night, Dick's House of Sport and Game Changer. Invite local recreation baseball and softball coaches to a one-of-a-kind professional development opportunity. This interactive event is designed to equip coaches with the tools, techniques, and leadership insights to elevate the next generation of athletes. Special guests, Tennessee baseball assistant Ross Kivett, Lady Vols softball director of player development Aubrey Leach will lead the evening alongside the Game Changer team. Attendees will gain hands-on instruction covering the fundamentals of the game, long-term player development strategies, and actionable takeaways for their teams. Learn more at dickssportinggoods.com. This is tomorrow from 6 to 8:45 p.m. at Dick's House of Sport in Westtown Mall. We talked about the 30-year anniversary of play number one in Tennessee. And by the way, play number one was great, but that game has like 3 or 4 of my all-time favorite Tennessee football plays. You had the nobody knows who has the ball except Peyton Manning. Where is he in the end zone?
Bootleg,
the naked bootleg. You had the Jay Graham 75-yarder right after they had cut it to 28-14, and the place was going crazy. They thought they were about to come back. And then the Leonard Little absolute decapitation of Brian Bergdorf, where he basically swallowed his soul. I think Brian Bergdorf quit football. I think
never the same.
They peeled him up off the ground, and you never saw him again.
I mean, you could just use that play to teach proper. That's how you stop the option.
I had not been here very long. At that point, that's when I was like, okay, I can get behind this team, because I was out at an establishment with a couple friends watching that game, and it was just like the energy level was incredible. Because I didn't really appreciate what it meant to exercise that demon, right? And because just being new to the area and everything else, it was
that was every bit as good as 2022. Yeah, people don't realize, but it truly was. Got sidetracked there. Anyway, it's also the 33rd year anniversary. Of a very special moment.
Okay, elaborate.
Never forget, Barry Bonds couldn't throw out a gimpy Sid Bream on a weakly hit ball to shallow left field.
33 years ago today.
I actually missed that, but it's one of the all-time kick myself moments, because I was only 13, and it was a school night, and I remember I had Braves fever, and I would listen to the games, and my parents wouldn't let me stay up and watch TV. And so I had to listen to the radio, and I fell asleep. Doug Drabeck, remember him?
Yeah.
Just shut the Braves down. It was 2-0, and I think I must have drifted off in the 8th inning or so, and I woke up to the news that the Bravos had won.
Bottom of the ninth.
And what was ironic there was Bream. Bream played for the Pirates before the Braves, right? So... And he started with the Dodgers. And
those were great. People like the Pirates have become a laughing stock.
They were great back then.
Barry Bonds, Bobby Bonilla, Andy Van Slyke in center field, Drayback,
Jim Leland.
Yeah, Jimmy Leland in his prime,
smoking rails in the dugout.
He looked like
Remember obviously. Bob Walk and Tim Wakefield came up. I think the next year.
Yeah,
nobody knew who he was and throwing the knuckleball.
Yeah, Wakefield's no longer with us.
He passed away a couple of years ago, sadly.
Brain cancer, I think.
We mentioned Jermon McCoy with Shumpert. This is speculation station. None of us, unless you guys have been holding out on me, have any sort of inside information on this. But after this week, and it doesn't sound like he's going to play Saturday.
Right.
After this week, I think you get into, is he going to play at all?
Yeah, and then here comes the next dilemma. I agree. What if we make the playoffs? Does he decide then, okay, come on, I got to get.
Well, that's my thing. It's not like he's trying to preserve a redshirt year, right?
No.
So he can come back at any time.
Yeah.
And I don't think that, at this point, there's no he's not rushing. There's no reason to rush. And I start looking at the next open date, which I believe is after Oklahoma.
Yeah, the 8th.
And it's like, if he's got his heart set on going pro, I don't think it's irresponsible on him. I think that it could be beneficial to him if he comes back and works his way in over the last the last month of the season. And then if we make the playoffs, play there. Now, an agent might be telling him, look, if you're not 100%, don't go out there, because teams are going to see that, and then that's going to hurt your draft stock. So I don't know. To me, as a fan, there's no point at which I say, okay, if he can't play by November, if he can't play by New Mexico State, if he can't play by Vandy, then he shouldn't play. I think if you can get him to play, you let him play, right? Because it's gonna help you, I would assume. So I think this is just a thing that can ride on through a storyline that's going to go on through the rest of the season.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if
I'm a little surprised that we haven't, I thought he might be back by this week. I didn't think he was going to. I remember in the summer, like, oh man, if we could have him knock the rust off against ETSU and be ready for Georgia. I'm not surprised that didn't happen. I am a little bit surprised that we're getting set to play our 7th ball game and he's not going to be a part of it.
It's frustrating because to me, that's one of the areas that we need help the most, right?
Yeah, but if he's not ready to play, if he's not healthy enough to play, and
sure,
that's just, I hate it for us. But
what if he is and his agent is telling him don't do it?
I think we would have gotten wind.
No, we wouldn't have. No, we wouldn't have. They would have kept that button up. I don't think we would have heard about that.
Why are you starting that? Because something like that.
I'm not starting it. I'm giving you my opinion. Like, I don't think a private conversation between a player and his representation would necessarily go public.
It's interesting, though, if he got medically cleared and is still kind of laying back, that would be something.
Stay with us. Hour number 3 of The Drive coming up. It's Fan Run Radio.
The Drive.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Dick's House of Sport at West Town Mall is a destination devoted to sport, and it's your destination for exclusive events and experiences. Come visit a store like no other. Check out our 40-foot rock wall, golf performance center, Hit Tracks batting cage, and outdoor turf field. You can now rent our space for private events and birthday parties. Learn more about our events and exclusive product launches on Facebook and Instagram at Dick's House of Sport KNX. Dick's House of Sport, proud partner of Tennessee Athletics.
At Knoxville Insurance Group, they understand the challenges many consumers face when searching for insurance coverage. That's why whether it's for you, your family, or your business, they create a coverage plan specifically for your unique needs. Knoxville Insurance Group is an independent firm, which means they aren't beholden to just one insurance company. They search multiple companies, acting as your negotiator to find you the best possible policy and price. Start a quote in minutes at KnoxvilleInsuranceGroup.com or call them today at 865-694-9788.
The number one problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment. ED can get worse.
Book your appointment right now. Call 865-544-8220. Prefer privacy? Book online in under 30 seconds at menspronaknoxville.com.
At our clinics, men's sexual health is the whole job. Look, I'm a normal guy too. I hate going to the doctor. But we've helped so many guys in here just like you. Even if pills have failed, our medical team is going to take the time to talk you through it. Same day in-house lab, and the treatments, well, they could change your life.
Your local medical team has your back. ED, performance, Peyronie's, size and shape modeling. We tailor what works for you.
I'll get to the point. Can you imagine epic performance and epic sex? Yeah, I said it.
A stronger you is closer than you think. We're available right now. Call 865-544-8220. Or book in 30 seconds or less at menspronaknoxville.com. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
For over 3 years, Crumble Cookies has served the Knoxville area. From Clinton Highway to Parkside Drive, even our friends out in Maryville have reached you, our fans, with the best cookies in the game. This fall, Crumble is gearing up for yet another fantastic season. Whether you're tailgating or looking for a pick-me-up after getting the kids from school, Crumble has you covered. Download the Crumble app to check out this week's rewards and features. And stop on by. Tell them Fan Run sent you, but don't miss the cookies.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Whether you're heading to work, taking the kids to school, or planning your next road trip, your car needs to be ready for the ride. Hi, I'm Russell Smith, and I've been a customer at Matlock Tire and Auto Service for about as long as I've been driving. For me, it all comes down to trust. Look, I'm not a car guy, and I just don't want to get taken advantage of on car maintenance costs. Matlock Tire Service is a family-owned and operated business, and they wouldn't have made it this long if they hadn't been providing trustworthy service you can depend on. They're the home of the price match guarantee, which means you can bring in any competitor's ad, and Matlock will match the exact same tire for the exact same price. I've bought a lot of tires at Matlock over the years, and I always go there for my oil changes. You should too. They've got locations in Farragut, Hardin Valley, Lenoir City, Maryville, and Athens. Visit their website, matlocktireservice.com, to find the location nearest you and schedule your appointment. Tell them Fan Run Radio sent you. Honest service, quality work, dependable care, Matlock Tire and Auto Service.
It's time for The Drive's Top 5 at 5.
Quitting time on your Tuesday, 5 o'clock here on Fan Run Radio. I'm Russell Smith alongside Bob Baskerville. Baron Walker Smith through the looking glass this afternoon, and time for the Top 5 at 5, brought to you by Knoxville Smiles. Walker, is that a Gibson Guitars hat?
Yeah, it is.
Are you a guitar guy?
I'm not personally.
Oh, where'd you get just like the hat?
Yeah, me and my friends went to Nashville for spring break my senior year of college. And
are you allowed to wear guitar gear if you're not a guitar guy?
I was given permission by someone who plays guitar.
By Angus Young?
Not quite Angus Young, no.
You know who Angus Young is?
Isn't he? He's called in a couple times, hasn't he?
That would be wild.
I just know someone named Angus has called into the show. I don't know.
He played for a band called AC/DC.
Oh.
He's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh.
It's all right.
That's bad. It's bad.
It's a cool hat, though. I like
Thank
it.
Thank you.
I feel like you have to learn how to play guitar now, though, just to...
It's hard.
It's hard?
It's really hard.
As my wife would say, we can do hard things, Walker.
Sometimes we can, sometimes we can't.
And sounds like you just won't.
That's one of those things.
You can do hard things?
But some of us can. I don't know about you. But
that's a pretty good saying.
Go ahead, Walker.
At number 1, the first women's basketball AP Top 25 has been announced today, with the Lady Vols ranked at number 8 to start the season. There are 4 SEC teams ranked ahead of them, and the preseason number 1 team is UConn, with South Carolina at number 2.
Exciting, man. I think that
has it been a minute since we've been top 10 preseason? I feel like
it's a good question.
Yeah, because there was a lot of uncertainty about what kind of product that team was going to have this past season. And
would you say we've seen proof of concept with Kim Caldwell?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. She blew expectations out of the water last year.
I mean, now it's at a point, they had somebody the Lady Vols were part of her final consideration set as a recruit, and she chose to go to Duke. And now it's like we're back to being very bummed about that again. But we've had such a great recruiting haul, it's not a killer, where in the past we were just losing prospects left and right.
Yeah, no, she came into Tennessee, and within 1 year, Coach Kim was already recruiting like she was Coach K in men's basketball. It was nuts.
That's why I got season tickets.
Yep, they're going to be worth it. At number 2, Oklahoma's Brent Venables made headlines today when he took a shot at the Big 12 while defending the Sooners' tight games this season. He said, quote, "This isn't the old Big 12 days where Oklahoma destroys everybody every single week, except for 1 week of the year," Venables said. The Big 12's official media account fired back and quoted a tweet that included Venables' comments and a statistic saying Coach Venables lost 8 conference games in his first 2 seasons in the Big 12.
There's a couple of stepping it moments from athletics directors and coaches today in the SEC.
No doubt.
I don't want these guys to talk less because they talk so little, but a little more self-awareness would probably go a long way for, is it John Cohen down there at?
Yes.
Yeah, John Cohen at Auburn.
The Auburn athletics director. Look that up if you missed that conversation we had an hour ago. And now Brent Vegetables.
Yeah, and also just shout out the Big 12 official conference admin for just putting that one out there.
Putting him on blast.
Oh, hey, can't say that and also lose 8 conference games at Oklahoma in his first 2 years in the Big 12.
Anybody think the wheels might be set to come off Oklahoma with that schedule and
it could
losing the shootout?
If Mateer isn't 100% and they rush his hand back and it stays bad for the rest of the year, it could go south.
We did not talk about this game at all. Do you think they would have been better off just having Hawkins, who's a second-year guy? Like, I didn't get to watch much of that game.
Hawkins didn't look good against who they played the week before, like a bye team
Michigan
pretty
or
much.
something, right?
He didn't even look good against Kent State, so I don't know.
I mean, you're right. South Carolina, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Bama, Missouri, LSU. I mean, they could easily go 3-3 in those 6 games and maybe worse.
Then they'll back the Brinks truck up to Josh Heupel's house. Trying to bring their favorite son home.
God.
Am I being irresponsible? Throwing that out there?
A little bit.
Speculation station.
I don't know. If they went 3-3, that'd make them 8-4. Would 8-4 be enough for them to call it on Venables? I don't know if they would.
Because they have the excuse of our Heisman candidate quarterback to start the season broke his hand.
That's
He'll
right.
ride that to next year and not get fired.
They shouldn't have played Mateer against Texas.
Well, they've got 1 loss already. Yep. They're at South Carolina this weekend.
Win.
At home against Ole Miss.
Loss.
2 loss. At Tennessee.
Loss.
At Bama.
Loss.
The 3 losses. At Bama.
4 losses.
Loss.
There's 4 losses. At home against Mizzou.
Win.
I don't know.
Win.
That Mizzou team's for real.
And then at home against LSU.
Win.
They're losing one of those last 2 games. Mizzou or LSU.
I think there's a fine line between 8-4 and 7-5. If they're 7-5, then I'd say his head is in play.
But here's the thing: you're talking about a lose. If they lose to Ole Miss, Tennessee, at Alabama, there's 3 in a row, and the wheels are coming off. I could absolutely see Missouri going in there and winning. Same for LSU.
I can definitely see it.
You get momentum, negative momentum building, and oh my God, Mateer's leaving anyway. Like, what does that leave us with?
But like, you just look
Is he one and done there?
Yeah.
Is he not having another year?
I don't think so.
If he does, he might want to take advantage of it because that and they threw the ball. Did you see that stat? They threw the ball like 58 times and ran it 7.
Take advantage, come play here.
Well, they got yeah, we've talked about this.
They have no running game. He was their running game before he got hurt.
Yeah.
At number 3, some news and notes from around the NFL. The Ravens have released defensive back C.J. Gardner-Johnson after just 1 week on the practice squad. Cowboys wide receiver CeeDee Lamb and tight end George Kittle of the 49ers are both returning to practice this week and hope to return. Finally, Bears wide receiver DJ Moore did not travel back with the team last night as he was taken to a local hospital for a precautionary medical evaluation for an unknown reason.
That game got pretty nasty.
What, Bears Commanders?
That was a great one.
Both of them.
The finishing up in the rain out there.
It looked
Condolences
pretty cool.
to Bears commies.
Whatever.
Who does Bear pull for when it's the Bears versus the commies?
Oh, I'll pull for.
He's not pulling for the
I'm not
Bears.
pulling for the Bears, dude.
He hates Caleb Williams. He will not pay for. He will not root for the Bears.
I root for Roma Dunsey because he's on my
Who?
fantasy team. Whatever. You 2 idiots called Ethan Borg.
I didn't say that.
Not me.
I didn't say that.
That's not his name?
No, it's Berg.
Berg.
I tried to tell you that, and you
No,
dismissed me.
but I thought it was.
That's why you were texting me, Bear. I was wondering. You were asking the
Somebody said he's got.
Yeah.
It might be Ethan. It might be like Eaton or something.
It's
Eton.
Eton, but he has given everybody the grace and has said, just call me Ethan. It's all right.
No,
See, that's what Vescovi should have done.
Yeah.
Because once he became Vescovi,
He wasn't as good.
this game fell off.
I'm just saying. I tried to lead the chart, make Santi Vescovi again.
Anyhow, I got the Rome kid on my fantasy team.
Roma Dunsey.
Caleb Williams is polarizing.
Dunsey.
There's part of me that wants to like him. I thought he played well there last night.
He's a good player, man.
He's really good.
I thought every time I've seen him this season, he looks pretty good.
As a shooter.
Fringe playoff team. Ben Johnson fun. This is a good game. I got caught up watching the baseball, so I only caught the field goal kick at the end.
Yeah,
but
same.
looked like a good game. At number 4, while John Calipari has watched his peers such as Jay Wright, Tony Bennett, and Bruce Pearl surprisingly exit the game amid major changes to the sport, the 66-year-old coach said he's not considering a similar early departure at all. He said also he will leave college basketball when he can no longer do the job the way he wants to do it. Quote, I want to help 25 to 30 more families. The only way you do that is to be transformational as a coach. If you're not, you're transactional, and if I become transactional, then I won't do this anymore.
He'll end up getting fired. I mean, seriously, just because he's so stubborn. I mean, that's what will have to happen. He's one of those like Boeheim. They'll have to force him out.
It's kind of like
he get another. Well, he didn't get his. He left Kentucky. I wonder what his buyout is.
It's kind of like a Dabo situation almost with basketball.
Every time I want to bury him, though, like last year, he had him in the Sweet 16. They almost got to the Elite Eight.
That's true. That was a close.
Is it wrong for being irritated that they have?
That was an awesome game.
That they have them ranked ahead of us right now in the preseason.
They're loaded.
They have more talent.
They're loaded, at least on paper.
Yeah.
You know,
better coach. I just think loaded in that sport. I don't know what that means anymore. Because if you have a bunch of, and I don't know what the makeup of the roster is, but like I'm assuming a couple of 5-star freshmen.
A couple of them.
Yeah.
Like to me, and maybe that will work, but it hasn't worked for him in a long time. Like I think to me, a loaded roster is, you have a couple of those guys that they're older. You don't want to, I just don't think you want to depend on freshmen anymore.
Well, and a couple of the freshmen he brought in last year are coming back, and they're all very good.
Yeah.
Richmond, Carter Knox, those guys
We're
started.
putting a lot of eggs in our freshman basket this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got 3 5-stars. One of them is the freshman, Darius Acuff Jr., who's I think is going to be really good. And they got like 4 other 4-stars on there as well.
Yeah.
It's just on paper they look really good, but they were also that way last year with a bunch of freshmen that they brought over from Kentucky.
Yeah, but is he going to change how he's been doing things? Like, it's one thing about Barnes. Like, he's adapted since he's been at Tennessee. He's changed and was able to evolve as a coach. I think that's a big reason that he's been so successful year in and year out with us. Calipari hadn't seemed to be. He seems to be doing the same stuff he's always done.
It was just such an advantage for Cal early, and we'll see if it works out for him. Hope not.
Like his formula stopped working.
Yeah. NBA, the freshmen, they don't win the championships anymore. It's the seniors that stay around that are awesome. And those transfer guys.
Like how many freshman teams? Like he had that one with Anthony Davis. Duke had one with the 3 guys they had. Like it might have been the next year.
What about the John Wall year? How many did they have that year?
They had a bunch.
National championship.
No, they didn't make it.
Marcus Cousins.
They got beat by West Virginia.
They didn't make it to the Final Four. He did have that one team that was undefeated into the Final Four. You got beat by Wisconsin. Yeah. They were loaded.
That was the Karl Anthony Towns, Devin Booker, Tyler Ulis.
Was it Kaminsky? Who was the big guy?
Yeah, Frank the Tank.
Frank Kaminsky.
Frank the Tank.
Oh, man.
And Sam
What a
Decker.
player.
They had some, they had some legitimate white boys that could play, man.
They did. They usually do.
Yeah.
It's Wisconsin's MO.
All right, thank you. Walker I feel like you got one more because that wasn't very good.
I got number 5.
Yeah.
Do we want to do it?
I don't know. Do we?
Well, it's funny.
We got time.
I'll be the judge of that.
All right, let's do it. At number 5, a Peruvian bishop submitted his resignation to Pope Leo after a Vatican investigation revealed that he was secretly dating multiple women simultaneously.
Yeah. Boy,
Father Casanova.
51-year-old Chiro Lopez stands accused of having up to 17 secret lovers. Although he denies the allegations against him as a part of a defamation campaign by, quote, dark hands, Lopez handed his resignation to the Pope last month, more than 2 decades earlier than Catholic bishops usually retire.
So, Bishop Dark Hands?
No, the people
saying the dark hands were the ones that were setting him up.
Although he got caught sending explicit pictures to his housemaid.
He's a naughty pope.
How do you have
a naughty bishop?
I mean,
not a pope.
yeah, the violation notwithstanding. How do you have time for all that?
That's what I was going to say. I mean, if you're all the duties and everything goes with that job.
Yeah.
How much of your day is taken up by being a pope?
If you're
not the pope,
bishop is a hard job.
No, I'm talking about also all the other extracurriculars.
Oh,
stuff.
17
That's the work. Honestly.
I couldn't imagine 17 women.
Not maybe at once. I'm assuming
over a long period of time.
Yeah, he had a couple of girlfriends.
I don't know. I think even if you had a few in a given year, that's like a lot. And you're trying to be a bishop too.
Now, you think the women that would, you know,
that are into bishops,
and like priests and bishops, and stuff, it's kind of a weird kink, I think.
Yeah,
something about a man in uniform.
Yeah.
It's true.
Well, there you go.
Well, that's better than
They've always got wine.
Yeah, free booze.
Yeah,
like candles. You know how chicks like candles. Music.
Just move along now.
I mean,
yeah.
Priests, babe magnets, really, when you stop and think about it.
I mean, I feel like they have a lot more spare time than they let on.
By the way, I got to give
the good ones.
I got to give a shout out to Bear. He sent me a text yesterday, and we never covered it. Gruden's wife does go by Cookie. I guess.
I was in the texter in the text box yesterday.
Was it?
Cindy goes by Cookie.
That's what she went by, like growing up in Jefferson County, I guess. People that know her, that grew up with her, said she was called Cookie growing up. I didn't mean anything.
I know. Actually, I remember Willie saying that back in the day. I just
we're gonna
find
miss
it.
a chance.
That was wasn't that Magic Johnson's wife's name? Or
Cookie, yeah.
Is. I think he's still married.
Yeah, she's
to Cookie.
stuck with him.
Yeah.
Even through the
whatever happened there.
Yeah.
Talk about extracurricular activity, boy. That guy was
Yeah, but you know, he gets singled out simply because he came down with HIV. All those guys, I mean, like NBA players are notorious for bad behavior when it comes to extramarital stuff.
What you mean a rich, handsome, famous basketball player in the 1980s was laying down with ladies? No.
It's on the road.
No.
I remember
months out of the year
during because we were all, at least I was, during the NBA bubble period of time during post-COVID. They were playing all those games there. There was some player, and I forget who it was. He was a good player, but he wasn't like a top tier player.
Oh,
he got kicked off the team because he was smuggling in a lady friend into the bubble.
Who was that?
I forget.
Well, there was one that was caught on, remember Jeff Fisher cutting that guy on Hard Knocks?
Oh,
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know if, I guess that was probably before COVID, but they were like, look, man, we've got a rule here. He sat him down. The guy got caught bringing a girl into training camp.
Yeah.
And Fisher brings him in. And this is on, like, you can find this on YouTube. And he sits the guy down. He's like, what were you thinking?
Yeah.
He just talks to him about it for 5 minutes. And he's like, so anyway, yeah, we're going to release you. Like, if it's me, you catch me breaking a rule that you're going to kick me off. Just kick me off the team. Don't sit there and talk to me about it.
There's a good chance that things could go badly for you if you make me, if you do it that way. Do you remember also during the bubble, did you ever see a story, Bob, where Jimmy Butler, nobody wanted to stay in the rooms, in the rooms near Butler?
No.
Because he was bored and he would just practice dribbling.
He was running a bootleg coffee shop out of the bubble, too.
Yeah, he had the bootleg coffee shop, and then he was practicing dribbling like hours and hours at a time.
I don't remember that. That's wild. It doesn't surprise me. He's a weird dude. But I think back to I loved the bubble, honestly. I think just because it was different and it was something to watch on TV at that time.
We had that and we had NASCAR.
Yeah.
Those
It's
are
like
the first two sports.
basketball was like the first sport back.
Yeah.
It's like that in Premier League soccer for those that watch.
And a little bit of golf because you were outdoors.
Yeah, golf.
Golf was fun. I remember they had the match. What was it? Tiger played Phil, or was it something with Tom Brady?
Yeah, Tom
and
Brady.
Peyton?
Yeah.
And
He's done a
Peyton,
couple
yeah.
of those.
And remember they had the Masters like at the middle
In
of
fall.
November. Yeah.
I remember watching a lot of UFC at the time. I remember they had some
They
good
did Fight
fights.
Island.
I remember
Oh, yeah.
that Big Josh was so sports deprived that he started cheering for somebody in the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
He'd call in.
Some great football.
That is the top 5 at 5. It's brought to you by Knoxville Smiles, their local dentistry done right, offering everything from routine dental cleanings to whitening, wisdom tooth removal, restorative procedures, fillings, crowns, bridges. They do it all at Knoxville Smiles. Implants, veneers, the new Invisalign. You can get it done at Knoxville Smiles. Half off teeth whitening with a routine dental cleaning now through the end of the year. Tell them you heard about it right here on Fan Run Radio when you call Knoxville Smiles at 865-539-1776. That's 539-1776, or just book online at KnoxvilleSmiles.com. Coming up, open up the phone lines again here, 865-966-3435. Your number to call or text to the show, 966-3435. More Fan Run Radio coming up.
The Drive. Streaming worldwide at fanrunradio.com and on the free Fan Run app. This is Big Orange Country's sports talk radio superstation. Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
Rickard Ridge Barbecue, located in beautiful Cove Lake State Park. Rickard Ridge is home of the best ribs in the Volunteer State. Smoked daily by pitmaster Mark Rickard. The barbecue at Rickard Ridge is mouth-watering, fall-off-the-bone delicious. Take the scenic drive up I-75 to exit 134 for directions and to look at the rest of the menu. Visit Rickard Ridge online at rickardridgebbq.com.
Ball fans, reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
Ready to launch your career? Axle Logistics is a leading third-party logistics company where excellence is an energy. With an award-winning culture, Axle proves that positive outcomes come from a positive environment and a work hard, play hard mentality. At Axle, the drive for success is infectious. And with an uncapped commission structure, hard work isn't just noticed, it's rewarded. For those with big goals and even bigger dreams, Axle Logistics is the place to start your career.
Got a flat tire? Strange noise under the hood? Don't stress. Roll into Matlock Tire and Auto Service. From oil changes and brake repairs to brand new tires, Matlock's certified techs do it all. Fast, friendly, and fair priced, Matlock is the home of the price match guarantee. Bring in any competitor's ad, and Matlock will match the exact same tire for the exact same price. Matlock Tire and Auto Service. 5 locations in East Tennessee. Visit MatlockTireService.com to find the location nearest you and schedule your appointment.
Hi, I'm Bo Cregner with the Cregner Group at Realty Executives. You know, the real estate market, like all other markets impacted by the economy, is changing all the time. And it's never been more important to be personally represented by a trusted real estate specialist. I can't emphasize enough how important it is when selling or buying to be individually represented. Call me today for a free consultation. My number is 865-742-1035, and my website is BoKnowsHouses.com.
The Voluntary Reaction.
This football season, tune in to Big Orange Country's post-game radio free-for-all, The Voluntary Reaction, presented by the Griffin Law Firm. We'll be live on the Fan Run Radio app as soon as every UT game is over, taking your calls and breaking down the game to levels that can only be described as beyond scientific. So tune in and drink with us from the keg of glory or drown in the pool of despair. The Voluntary Reaction on Fan Run Radio.
The Voluntary Reaction. Raw, unfiltered, real.
Back here on the Drive, Fan Run Radio, Tuesday afternoon edition of the show. DR Ball is next. What's up, DR?
What's going on, guys? Good seeing y'all. Can you hear me?
We got you. Go ahead.
Good seeing y'all Friday. You're a beer guy. I think his name's Andy. He's a real cool dude, man.
Double A.
I talked to him. Yeah, I talked to him for a little bit. I got to talking to him. He's like, "Are you DR Ball? I recognize your voice." And I said, "Yeah, that's me." Shout out to Garage Beer, though. I was feeling right by the time the game got going. That 12-pack did not make it through the tailgate.
Well, I'm glad you put it to good use there, DR. And, yeah, thanks for coming out Friday out there at Trailhead and Garage Beer, setting us up. They do a great job taking care of us.
They do, and really, I needed another 12-pack for the second half of the game, and I got a feeling I may have to get a 24-pack because I don't feel good about Saturday. I think we're about to get our ass beat on national television.
Don't be a Debbie Downer.
I can't help it, Bear. I feel terrible about it, and like the fourth quarter, the way that ended, just our defense, man, they couldn't stop a nosebleed.
Well, it's just feast or famine. They either sack your quarterback and liable to pick up a ball and run it the other way, or they might give up a 30-yard run on 3rd and 23.
And it didn't help while I was on hold. A Bama fan had tweeted out, "This isn't walking through the door," and it was McCoy last year against them.
Yeah,
there's no way he plays. Yeah, that hurts, Bear.
It stings. They're lucky. Everybody's lucky.
They may not have Jam Miller, man. Let's look at the bright side.
They shouldn't have Jam Miller.
They'll play him. It's Alabama, guys. You know he's going to be out there. They're going to drug him up, put him out there.
How you going to drug somebody? I mean, he got his egg scrambled.
They put him in one of those Guardian helmets, the big,
I've noticed more and more guys wearing those.
Yeah, it starts looking like Little Tykes football out there. I love it.
Barry, Rush, you're going to talk me off the ledge, man. Like, I know it'll be nighttime, but I'm halfway considering a nature hike on this. I feel terrible about it.
DR, come on. Sack up, man. Act like you got a pair.
I don't know
like a man.
Come here crying on a Tuesday.
It's a game. Listen, man, it's a football game. This ain't like back in the day where you go down there and you have absolutely, we might get smacked. Welcome to the SEC in 2025. The days of going 12-0 are over, man. You get set to go to a 16-team playoff and a 9-game schedule. You're going to go 9-3. You're trying to go 9-3 and make the playoffs. If you got a really good team, you might win 10 games, but you're going to lose some big games to the Georgias, Alabamas of the world, and you're probably going to stub your toe once a year because everybody can beat everybody now. But you're also going to win a few big games. And I mean, you're going to that's just how it is, man. This is a crazy sport and a crazy league right now. And I concede nothing. Go down there. Here's what I want, man. I just want to see our coach, I tell you to act like you got a pair. I want to see our coach go in there and just flop it out and say, We're going for it, man. We're going to play fast the entire game. We're going to throw the kitchen sink at these guys. We're going to go for 4th downs. We're not punting. We are going for it. And if we get beat doing that, hey, I'll tip my hat and move on. But I don't want to come out of there feeling like we left points on the field.
Let me segue there, and I want to get your take on this, DR. This comes off the text box, and I believe, if I go through the history of it, this might be from Stevie. But he wrote, this is, I think, a good one. It falls in line with what Russ just said. If Heupel doesn't take his foot off the gas against Arkansas when we went up 3 scores, are we still worrying about our defense right now? They had a great second.
We're not.
Yeah, exactly. Until we sat on the lead and changed our game plan to run clock. And so that's another aspect of what I think is frustrating us, right? I mean, we talk about our defense, but it's like just what Russell said, man. It's like, go out there and be a killer again.
Like if we're up 42-38, just making up a scenario here in my mind, with 3.5 minutes to go, and we get the ball, I don't want to sit, let's run it 3 times and let's try and man it, and wait, and we're going to use our timeout with 1 second.
Yep.
Go! Score again. Score another touchdown and get a 2-score lead, man. Just keep going.
But that's part of my problem, Russ and Bob, is I'm getting aware with Heupel. I mean, he coaches like damn Theon Greyjoy, and then we get a lead, and he's weak. They cut his, sausage off. I don't get it. What happened?
I don't know. He needs Sansa to come convince him to jump over the side of that tower and run.
That's an understatement.
Go free.
I think that's enough. That is a great point, though, if that was Stevie. I mean, we wouldn't be. And even the Mississippi State game, I don't really blame the defense because their offense did not help them out whatsoever. But the way Heupel's coached, like, where is that at from his first few years? It's like he's gone, man.
Yeah, I agree. It's very frustrating.
Me.
He had to be a different guy last year to manage the team that he had. And I think that he's overestimated his defense through the first half of the season. He thinks that they're better than they are. Like, he thought he could rest it, like they could handle it against Arkansas and kind of, hold them down. We don't have that anymore. Like, we just don't, man. And it's not likely to get better. I hope I'm wrong on that point, but I don't think I am. And so the counter to that is to kind of go back to who you were in 2022 and coach. And just, you try and score every time you get the ball, man. That's the goal, is we're trying to score touchdowns here. we maximize these possessions and try and score as many points as we can and just bank on, we're going to give up some scores with our shoddy defense, but we're going to score more than you.
Well, and, John has a good point. He said it several times. It's like Heupel's still coaching like Nico's out there and
exactly.
Instead of Joey Aguilar. And that's very frustrating. And maybe it's because we had Milton too, he kind of had to coach that way with Milton. And I don't know, man. I just wish he'd let it rip, like I said, because you're at Bama. And before I go, Russ, you're right. We're definitely not going 12-0 this year. Shout out to Headcase, and I'll hang up and listen.
Man, I saw that kid last night.
Me too.
You must
Small
have.
world.
So I loaded up the kid. Shout out to Baskerville. He clued me in the Moonshine Mountain Cookies. He made a 50-yarder. Every time he makes a 50-yarder, you get 2 free cookies.
Yeah, you get 2 free cookies on Monday. So mark it down.
So I loaded up. I had both my kids, my daughter's boyfriend. We went to the Westtown Mall spot and just crushed those.
Yeah.
And then, I'm done with mine before we get out of the parking lot. And I'm like, y'all want to go to the other one? They're like, yeah. So we went to the other one out west and got 2 more there. But Max Gilbert was there with some friends. I didn't talk to him.
Yeah, I did say something to him. I just, I got my cookies.
Thanks for the cookies?
No, I did. I go, appreciate you, Max. That's all I said. And he goes, I got you. And I was like, well, you didn't against Georgia.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't. That's what I wanted to say.
That was like when I saw him. I went to the UAB game and we were right behind Tennessee's bench. And I saw him. I was like, man, that's a pretty well put together young man, a big, tall, strapping kid. I saw him yesterday. And I'm like, my God.
Yeah,
that is a little boy.
He is.
And I felt, I don't mean that dry. Like I felt bad about, DR calls him Headcase. He's a child. He's like, what, maybe 18, 19 years old.
Yeah. Well, he's a little older than that, but still, he's young.
Yeah.
He's a couple of years older.
On national television, you missed that kid. Can you imagine what that kid's life has been like the past month?
Yeah, but just think, man, if we were 6-0, God, this would be
sitting pretty.
It would be like probably a top 5 or 6 matchup, right? We'd be up in that range. Oh my God.
Yeah, we'd probably be 3 or 4.
No. Oh my God.
And probably with a pretty good argument
And I tell you, DR wouldn't be calling about and talking about, I'm going to go on a nature hike during the game Saturday night. Oh my God, they're going to beat us so bad. Oh, we don't have a chance. Oh. Come on, man.
I have a friend who did that too with I grew up with at Purdue basketball games. He would go out and jog during the game. And it's like, seriously, man, I can't, I need to watch.
Well, there is such a thing as too balled up.
Yeah.
And some people take this stuff way too seriously. And I've been there before. And it's a bad feeling because we put so much into it.
Yeah.
And then you watch these games and it feels like the fate of the free world hangs in the balance and you lose. And then you feel some kind of way. And then the fact that I feel badly makes me feel worse because I'm like, this is stupid, Russell. Like, you can go outside, you can spend time with your family. There's a million other things. It's just a game, stupid.
It's true.
But that guy seems too Boilermakered up.
He was definitely too.
Cam is next. Hello, Cam.
Hey, guys. So I've been sitting on this since Saturday, and I truly think we have the best fan base in the world, but what in the world has gotten into our fan base this season? Everyone's acting like we're 2-4, and Jeremy Pruitt's coaching this football team. At Russ's halftime show on Saturday, everyone was ready to burn the whole city down.
People are fired up, and I said like Coach Fulmer created a monster. He was a victim of his own success. In many ways, you see it with Dabo, you see it with James Franklin, you see it with a lot of coaches. Where we made the college football playoff, we went 10-2 twice in his first 4 years, and that is the expectation. People expect to win 10 games a year and go to the college football playoff, and if they don't, they're going to be disappointed. And so we got to a portion of our fan base that expects to win every game. And I think at some level that's healthy. That's the way you want your coaches and players to approach it. But I'm telling DR, like, you're not going to win every game. And you don't have to anymore to win a championship. So the sport is changing. But like I said, we got a lot of people who are really balled up.
I still think 9 or 10 wins for this football team is still very much on the table. So I think I'm just afraid we're going to run this staff out of here, especially, like you said at the hour, Russ, that Oklahoma job opens up. That would be a nightmare. Everyone's trying to run Tim Banks out of here. Our defense is not playing well. I don't have any answers for that, but I think Tim Banks is a good defensive coordinator. I mean, that defense carried our football team last year.
If Josh
I think we
Heupel,
need to tone it down.
if Josh Heupel left, do you think Tim Banks would be elevated?
God, come on!
I just wanted to see the look on Bear's face.
But I think as a program, we're fine. We're a missed field goal away from being 6-0 and being a top 3 team in the country. So let's just see how things go this week. Now, if we go in here and get smoked, and then OU beats us in a couple weeks, then we can be angry mob. But right now, let's enjoy some winning football. It's been a while since year in, year out, we can be excited about Tennessee football every Saturday. It's been a long time since the third Saturday in October was a competitive game year in, year out.
I'm with
Have a
you.
good day, guys.
Yeah, thanks, Cam. I'm with you, man. I said that earlier. It's like, look at where we are. We're 5-1, and we're obviously unhappy about losing the Georgia game, but it's like, we should have won the game against Georgia. It's like, that's a far cry from where this program was 5 years ago. It's like, we're headed in the right direction. It's just, doesn't move fast enough for our fan base. That's the only thing.
The roller coaster of these. I mean, like, I got Trey and DR who need therapy.
Yeah.
And then we got another group of callers that are, trying to rally the troops right now.
Yeah.
It's interesting, isn't it? The reaction to the first half of the season.
Very interesting. I fall into it too, by the way. So I can't, I'm sitting here acting like I'm above it all. And, it's fine. There's moments where I'm like, God, man, come on, and
Well, we had been preparing ourselves since the whole Nico thing, whatever happened there, that it was going to be really hard.
And I will say this could be the ultimate disappointment is if we finish, like I was saying yesterday, if we finish 10-2 and somehow don't make the playoff field, that's going to be very, very frustrating.
Yeah. And I mean, we're halfway through the season. You look back at it, at what point is this team too good for us to not move the goalpost further than what we thought it was going to be going into this? Because going into this, we all thought 9-3 was going to be the spot.
Yeah.
Ironically, it was the game that we lost that raised all our expectations to a level that we didn't think were possible.
Yep.
Because we played so well offensively for most of that game. It's like, I didn't know we were that good. I think we're back. And then you have some explosives against Mississippi State, and now I'm like, we're good. We've got our offense. We've got our swagger back on offense with this program, and that's my, for me this week, it's, hey, let's go down there and throw the kitchen sink at these guys and see what happens.
And by the way, when Trey was saying Arkansas is one of the worst teams in the SEC, that's correct. But Arkansas would probably be, probably a 5th place team in the Big Ten. I mean, again, that underscores how tough top to bottom our conference is this year.
The shocking conclusion of the drive coming up. Stay with us. 865-966-3435. Speak now. Forever hold your peace. Back to wrap things up right after this.
Drive. Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Download the free Fan Run app and take the best Tennessee sports conversations with you wherever you go.
Are you tired of waiting on interest rates to drop before you start saving money? I'm Chris Burleson with University Lending Group, and I've got a better way. With a traditional closed-end mortgage, most of your payment goes straight to interest, not your balance. But with my Smart Loan, every deposit you make cuts your principal immediately and reduces interest in real time. On average, my clients pay off their mortgage in just 7 years. Call me today at 865-388-7634 or visit smartloantn.com and let's turn your income into financial freedom. NMLS number 332941.
The number one problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment. ED can get worse.
Book your appointment right now. Call 865-544-8220. Prefer privacy? Book online in under 30 seconds at menspronaknoxville.com.
At our clinics, men's sexual health is the whole job. Look, I'm a normal guy too. I hate going to the doctor, but we've helped so many guys in here just like you. Even if pills have failed, our medical team is going to take the time to talk you through it. Same day in-house lab, and the treatments, well, they could change your life.
Your local medical team has your back. ED, performance, Peyronie's, size and shape modeling. We tailor what works for you.
I'll get to the point. Can you imagine epic performance and epic sex? Yeah, I said it.
A stronger you is closer than you think. We're available right now. Call 865-544-8220 or book in 30 seconds or less at menspronaknoxville.com. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Bankruptcy, divorce, personal injury. These are just some of the curveballs life can throw at you. Fortunately, East Tennessee has someone to help you work through these problems and recover. The law offices of Jerry R. Givens. If you're in need of legal advice, call today to set up a free, no-obligation consultation. 865-801-9250. As always, the phone call is free, the advice is free, so what do you have to lose? Call 865-801-9250 or go online to jrglawtn.com. That's jrglawtn.com. The law offices of Jerry R. Givens. Legal expertise you can rely on.
Round 4.
The world's greatest husband. The world's greatest husband in Tennessee.
My husband staying busy while he listening. He's in the laundry room working, washing everything. By day a finance baddie, been spraying bugs in the garage, building something. What? Perfect lawn lines, 10 out of 10. Talk sports with the dog playing fetch. Talk sports, getting ready for work, and when he picks me up from Margs with the girls. Morning grooming from 7 to 10. Buddies listen both AM and PM. Got him knowing every random sports fact and fixing up their house so he breaks his back.
I love you.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I ain't gonna never stop loving you.
Yeah.
Anniversary 4.0.
Is that old tree in your yard starting to lean a little too much? Branches hanging over your roof? Don't wait until it's too late. Call ECR Total Landscapes today. At ECR Total Landscapes, we specialize in safe, professional tree removal, trimming, and storm damage cleanup. So if you've got trees that need to go, now is the time to give us a call. Plus, we're offering free stump grinding now through the end of the year when you use or mention promo code FANRUN. That's right, free stump grinding for FanRun Radio listeners. At ECR Total Landscapes, we live up to our name by offering total landscape services. In addition to tree cutting, we also offer a wide range of landscape installation services and custom monthly maintenance packages that create stunning outdoor spaces tailored to your vision. Give us a call today to schedule a free estimate at 865-384-2012 or just visit us online at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Welcome back. Russ is a little predisposed. Let's jump to the phone lines. In the meantime, got Roberto holding patiently. Roberto, what is up?
Hey, Bob. You know, I love when you and I have our post-call tete-a-tetes via text. Mm-hmm. But I think we can both agree that if Miami wins out, Carson Beck's winning the Heisman. I don't care if Bama wins out or not.
Yeah.
they win the Heisman. He wins the Heisman. Even though,
I don't love it, but yeah, probably true.
Goofy alien dude dumps a Cavender, and the next thing you know, he's freaking Bart Starr back there.
Yeah.
So, guys, just looking across the landscape of the call yesterday and then moving forward, I'm just getting more and more confident as the week goes on. It's probably sheepdom. I'm fine with that, but it sounds like our fan base is just committed to like you're going to commit Harry Carey altogether. I don't, I heard Russ say it on the way into the break that it was ironically the game that we lost that gave us all this hope and stuff. I mean, is it though? I think Tennessee's good at football.
Yeah.
And I think Josh is a good coach. And I think we have good players. Have we played our best game? No, we sucked for 2 weeks. But something that I hold up to you guys is in every single game we've played this year, except for Mississippi State, do you realize we've rushed for more than that team allows on average yards per carry? That includes Georgia by over a half a yard, Syracuse by over a yard, Arkansas by over a yard. Per carry. I feel like we're okay.
We're all right. We're good.
Let's not go blowing our brains out and letting our wrists open in hot tubs. Like, it's going to be okay.
Save that for Saturday night.
No. Even if we lose Saturday, which is literally what Vegas is telling us, still have a shot to make the playoffs because we're going to be favored in every game.
Here.
No, I think we both agree with that. Russ has been saying it all show long, and I back it up, and you're saying the same thing, Roberto.
Don't miss the forest for the trees.
Yeah, 10-2. Yeah. I mean, for me, going into the season, 9-3 was what I thought would be a successful season. So better than that, I'll take it.
Here's another one for you. Guys, we get one Tennessee, Alabama, Bama hate week per year, well, at least in football, right? And we're going to, in perpetuity, it looks like we're going to have that. Can we, enjoy hating those stupid jumps? Let's enjoy hating them. I bought a I Hate Alabama hat last night because, by God, I want one. Because I hate Alabama. And
How much do you hate
all
them?
of our fans.
How much do you hate them, Roberto?
Well, the old adage is I wouldn't pee on them if they were on fire. I would probably do that. But just short of whatever that is. They are worthless, slack-jawed, meth-addled, toothless yokels, and their state smells like corn dogs and sweaty you-know-what every time you go in it. And the best part about Alabama is when you get to leave and come into Tennessee. And with that said, I'm telling you boys, don't count us out. This weekend is an opportunity for the University of Tennessee. It's not a death march. It's a victory march coming in. Let's go.
That's it.
Roll down Tide.
You think about how mad those people are going to be if we go in there and win. How fun you went up, because I don't get I don't pre-hate the team. I don't know why, but I post-hate. When you win, I love going and I spend a lot of time just lurking on the Arkansas message boards Saturday night, Sunday, just checking it out.
I was checking out our guy who joined us last week, Andrew Ellis, and they were doing their post game wrap up similar to VR, and actually I don't blame them. They were kind of like, hey, that wasn't bad. Our guys showed fight, and it's like, God, just imagine that's where we could be. We'd be celebrating moral victories, and we're not. We were pissed that we lost to Georgia. That's where our program is now.
It's so fun to go and check out the Florida message boards right now. Auburn.
Yeah.
Makes you feel a lot
note to
better.
self. Need to go check that out.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
A lot of fan bases down bad in this league right now. We're not one of them.
Mm-mm.
And I do think to Roberto's point, it's not so much the Georgia game that made us feel better about our team, although it did. We do have good progress. It's okay, man, the bad times are gone.
Right.
We're good again.
Right. It's true.
Enjoy it.
It's true.
Enjoy being good. Stevie is next. Hello, Stevie.
Russell!
Yes, sir.
Can we have a 5-second moment of silence for our Cubbies?
It was a good run, Roberto. Stevie.
Huh?
What?
I'm sorry. Get towards the
yeah,
end of the show.
Roberto's
Mixing
a
guys
Cubs.
up. He's a Cubs fan too. Yeah, both of you.
Yeah. I forgot about
I won't give you
that.
5 seconds, but how about 3? Here we go. 1.
Okay, ready?
Okay. I thought as soon as I started counting, I said, well, if I count it out, it won't be a moment of silence.
That's what I thought too,
Yeah.
but you adapted.
Telling you,
That's
the
why
end of the
you're
show, I start losing my marbles.
Let's lose some more marbles, Russ. I'm also a post hater, not a pre hater. It's just hard for me to hate somebody until I, see them do something or watch them. But by the time the game's over, I'm sure I'll want to burn the entire state down like Roberto.
Oh, when you see their fans and the cheerleaders with the shiny things and the pom-poms and their band and everything and all the frat boys and the Bama Bangs in the crowd, like at that point, my heart will be full of hate. But as we sit here right now, it doesn't bother me. They're just doing what we
they're
do.
people.
You're singing along to a song that was written about Rutledge, Tennessee.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Is like that's what could be so just enjoyable is if we win down there, because I can't recall what happens if they lose a game in Tuscaloosa because it's been so long.
Well, they don't sing that song.
How long has it been, Bob?
How long has it
When was
been?
the last time we beat them down there?
2003 or 5?
I was going to say
Yeah,
it's
03.
20 plus years.
22.
Maybe it's because I didn't watch the game Saturday until the final 2 minutes. I was held up. But, I'm like Roberto and the other Posy Balls. I mean, guys, we're 5-1. I don't care how we win. I just care that we win. And this reminds me of the year that Georgia won the national championship. They didn't really cover themselves in glory throughout the regular season. They almost lost to Kentucky, didn't they? I mean, this stuff's happened in this new landscape of NIL. Like, teams aren't bottom feeders anymore. They have talent. They have talent on their rosters like never before, and especially this year. I'm just happy with the W. And I do think we have a good program and a good team. And I think 5-1, any of us would have shot our sister for that before the season started, for what we were going to have. Now, thank God we didn't have to shoot our sisters.
That would not have been good.
Yeah. So let's just put the guns away, holster our weapons, and live in our hopes and not our fear. Choose joy, choose love, choose enjoyment. I want to be a fan and not a hater. I feel like my mentality's changed a lot this fall, Russ. I live even kill. I don't get too high. I don't get too low. I just love what I'm seeing from Yeshua. I love what I'm seeing from Agalite or whatever his name is. And I'm excited for this Saturday. I think we've got a chance, okay? I think we've got a good chance. Russell, on my way out, tomorrow's a special day for me, and I have a special call waiting for you, just you and me. I also went to the haircut place today. I went to Supercuts, so I'll never regret that. They gave me the Bama cut. I look like I have a party a party in the back and a business up top. I'm so upset with myself.
Mullet?
When it comes to haircuts, you get what you pay for.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, Butcher, I took Junior. Like, it wasn't his first haircut, but I didn't feel like driving. Like, I was going to save myself a 20-minute drive, not take him to where I was supposed to take him to get his haircut.
Yeah.
And took him to one of those, one of the bargain places.
Yeah. Butchered him.
Oh, God. I was in Dutch for like a week with the old lady.
Yeah, it's the one thing, I'm pretty cheap when it comes to spending on myself. That's the one thing. Like, sometimes you got to learn the hard way. It's like,
You should come in here looking like $1 million after you visit.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it ain't cheap.
No.
And
but you get all the services besides the haircut. Like the hot towels and the head.
Oh, yeah, you got to have the hot towel. Hot towel's a game changer.
So Mel Kiper.
Not haircut conversation, not interesting, Bob. But
no, okay, we'll talk about Mel Kiper.
Just very quickly, he just released in the last half hour his first 2026 NFL Draft Big Board. Just remember, this is our team, man. We're loaded. Jermod McCoy, not playing, of course, but He's ranked as the number 1 cornerback, the number 13 overall prospect. Colton Hood, the number 5 cornerback. Joshua Josephs, the number 3 outside linebacker. Chris Brazzell, the number 6 wide receiver. We got dudes, man. We got dudes.
The McCoy conversation that's interesting to me as we have it, and I'm trying to put myself in his shoes. Like, is he really going to be the first corner taken if he doesn't play?
Yeah, I don't know.
That shows out, and that knee is stable, and he shows out at his pro day and his combine.
Yeah.
If I were him, I wouldn't go to the combine though.
I mean, you're going to have to run at some point. Like if you're going to be a first rounder, he's going to have to either play or run for scouts. I don't.
Yeah,
think
but I mean,
be a pro day.
That's on just not the combine, because then I mean you can end up getting your. If your knee wasn't sore going into it, by the time you let everybody and their brother.
Why is it different running in Indianapolis than running at home?
It's not running. It's a physical exams.
But you don't choose what to participate in, though, right?
Yeah, but you want to go up there and refuse to take part in the physicals? That'd stick out like that'd be a red flag.
So you're going to let them do it here? I just don't understand. Like it's going to have to be done, right? If you're going to be a first round pick, they're going to want to see you run. They're going to want to see your knee.
Yeah, it's more about if he does it at Tennessee, that medical staff doing that physical is a lot more familiar with his body and the way he's rehabbed, and you feel more comfortable doing it here, getting all of that physical stuff taken here than in Indianapolis.
My bigger question is like, is it worth it for him to play?
It's a $1 million question.
Sure is.
I'm sure we will ponder it some more tomorrow.
Probably so.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Bear. Thank you, Walker. We'll be back 3 to 6 tomorrow right here on Fan Run Radio. Have a great evening.
The Drive.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold weight filter. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. Come on, grab a pack. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavor. White Claw also works Chicago, Illinois.
Are you a federal employee facing workplace challenges like suspension or removal? Are you concerned about your security clearance with any federal agency? You know the Griffin Law Firm is your trusted ally in military legal matters. But did you know they also specialize in civilian federal employment law? If you're a federal employee facing workplace challenges like suspension or removal, if you're concerned about your security clearance with any federal agency, the DOE, FBI, FCC, or DOD, you might